रात भूल गई यार।
अच्छी हो रखी थी, इलेक्शन रखी हुई थी। तो मुझे सुनाई दे रहा है। हेलो,
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible, sir.
listen. I am not able to listen.
Sir, actually, all are on mute mode. So, first of all, there will be some for 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Welcome session will be there. Sir, after that, sir, your lecture is there.
Hey, but I cannot listen the first speaker.
Sir, अभी start नहीं हुआ, अभी start
अच्छा,
होना है. हाँ जी.
ठीक, okay. Okay.
Good morning to one and all present here. So today is the last day of faculty development program entitled Exploring Multidisciplinary Avenues in Pharmaceutical Education and Research. Yesterday, we were having two lectures by two eminent scientists, Dr. Kanti Kiran and Professor Neeraj Mahindru. Both the lectures were very informative and knowledgeable. So now we are moving towards today's proceedings. We have amongst us Dr. S.K. Sharma, former chairman, scientific panel on nutraceuticals and health supplements, FSSAI, as our today's chief guest. I extend my warm welcome to you, sir. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Milind Janarao Umekar, APTI President National, and Principal and Professor Srimati Kishori Dai Boykar, College of Pharmacy, Nagpur. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President APTI National Northern Zone and Dean Academics and Dean School of Medical and Allied Sciences, GD Goenka University, Gurugram. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Vandana Patravale, Professor in Pharmaceutics, Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, and convener APTI Women Forum National. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Gulshan Bansal, Professor and Head, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala, and President, Punjab State Branch. I also welcome Dr. Subhit Jain, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, and Vice President, APTI Punjab State Branch. I also welcome Dr. Shailesh Sharma, Professor and Principal, Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Jujhar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy, Bela, and Vice President, APTI Punjab State Branch. I also welcome Dr. Balbir Singh, Head, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, and Joint Secretary, APTI Punjab State Branch. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. R.K. Goel, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Rajeshwari H. Patil, Professor and Head Pharmacy Practice, Adesh Institute of Pharmacy and Biomedical Sciences, Adesh University, Bathinda, and Executive Member of APTI Punjab State Branch. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Thakur Gurjeet Singh, Treasurer, APTI Punjab State Branch and Dean, Chitkara School of Pharmacy, Chitkara University. I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. Suresh Kumar, Honorary Secretary, APTI Punjab State Branch and Assistant Professor, Punjabi University, Patiala, and all the executive members of APTI Punjab State Branch and National. I also extend my warm welcome to Professor Ravindra K. Rawal, Principal Scientist, CSIR, Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Assam, as our resource person. I cordially welcome Professor S.S. Thind, Secretary, GHG Khalsa Colleges, and members of Governing Council. I feel honored to welcome our worthy Professor B.K. Kapoor, Professor Adjunct, GHD Khalsa College of Pharmacy, and former Dean and Chairperson, University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Punjab University, Chandigarh. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Harpreet Singh, Principal, GHG Khalsa College, Dr. Pargat Singh Garcha, Principal, GHG Khalsa College of Education, and Dr. Satwinder Kaur, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. I feel privileged to welcome all the invited guests, all the faculty members, delegates, and participants. So moving towards today's proceedings, I just want to tell something about Faculty Development Program. This Faculty Development Program was organized by GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy Guru Sir Siddhar, in collaboration with APTI Women Forum, Punjab State Branch, with a mandate to ensure faculty competency through structured training, which helps the faculty to keep them updated in cutting-edge technologies and enables them to be effective in classroom teaching and mentoring students in projects and internships. We got a huge response for this faculty development program. More than 100 faculty members and research scholars from all over India has been registered. We have participants mainly from Palmeru University, Telangana, GRY Institute of Pharmacy, Madhya Pradesh, Laureate Institute of Pharmacy, Kangra, Himachal Pradesh, Chitkara College of Pharmacy, Rajpura, CGC College of Pharmacy, Landra, and Amar Shahid Baba Ajit Singh Jujhar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy, Bela. So moving ahead, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Thakur Gurjeet Singh. Thakur Gurjeet Singh is Professor and Dean, Department of Pharmacology, Chitkara College of Pharmacy, Chitkara University, Rajpura, and Treasurer, APTI Punjab State Branch. Dr. Thakur did his graduation and post-graduation from Punjabi University, Patiala, and PhD from Chitkara University, Punjab. He has a total academic and research experience of 16 years. He has guided 5 PhDs and 72 MPharm students and has more than 200 publications with H-index of 21 and more than 1600 citations. So I invite Dr. Thakur for welcome address. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for nice words. First of all, good morning, all distinguished participants, ladies, gentlemen. I, Dr. Thakur Gurjeet Singh, Dean Research, Chitkara University, Punjab, Dean Chitkara College of Pharmacy, welcome you all to the closing day ceremony of 2-day faculty development program on exploring multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research being organized by GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sir Siddhar, in collaboration with APTI Women Forum, Punjab State Branch from 8th to 20th August 2022. So continuous faculty development is very necessary, and through this FDP we try to accomplish it by furnishing structured training to the faculty, which would keep them you can say that updated in cutting edge technologies and further enable them to provide more effective classroom teaching as well as monitoring students in different projects and internship. On the behalf of APTI Punjab, I welcome on board the central executive team of APTI, Dr. Milan Tomekar, Dr. Rohit Dutt, and Dr. Vandana, along with all the members of Punjab APTI. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to the management of GHG Khalsa College, and along with Dr. Swinder Kaur, convener, APTI Women Forum, organizing secretary, and all the faculty members of GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy for organizing the faculty development program. And in particular, our honorable speakers and eminent scientists, Dr. S.K. Sharma, Chairman, Scientific Panel on Nutraceutical Health Supplement, Ministry of Health, Government of India, former advisor, Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush. Our guest of honor, Dr. V.K. Kapoor, Professor at GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sir Siddhar. Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President, APTI, National North Region, Associate Dean and Associate Dean Academia, GD Goenka University, and Dean School of Medical and Health Sciences, GD Goenka University. And Dr. Vinder K. Rawal, Principal Scientist, CSIR Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Assam. All of them have been working with us since the beginning of the planning stage, and they are still here today for all of us. Even though everyone is very busy with their responsibilities at their respective departments and agencies, we are truly appreciate your dedication. Finally, this is an opportune time for me to declare official opening of the last day of the exploring multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research. And I wish all a fruitful day of interesting and beneficial program. Thanks you once again for being part of this 2-week FDP. Hope everyone had a learning experience. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Praniti Kaur.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So we feel honored to have amongst us Dr. S.K. Sharma as today's chief guest. Dr. Sharma is well-known person in the field of Ayurveda. He was advisor Ayurveda in the Ministry of Ayush for Government of India for more than 2 decades. He was the chairman of Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia Committee. Dr. S.K. Sharma was also the chairman of the scientific panel of nutraceuticals and functional food under Food Standards and Safety Authority of India, Ministry of Health, Government of India. Dr. Sharma is PhD and MD Ayurveda from Banaras Hindu University. He has masters in health management policy and planning from the University of Leeds, UK. Dr. Sharma started his career as Ayurveda doctor, associate professor in Government Ayurvedic College, Peprola, Himachal Pradesh University, and attained very senior position of advisor Ayurveda from 1993 till 2012 of his superannuation from the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Dr. Sharma occupied number of administrative positions in Government of India like Director, National Academy of Ayurveda, Director, Central Research Institute of Yoga, and Medical Superintendent of CGHS Ayurvedic Hospital under Ministry of Health, New Delhi. Dr. Sharma has been closely associated with the development of Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India as member, Vice Chairman and Chairman of Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia Committee for more than 2 decades. He was the Chairman of Scientific Body of Pharmacopoeia Commission for Indian Medicine in 2012 to 13. During his tenure, the Ayush Ministry published 8th volume of Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India and 3rd volume of Ayurvedic Formulary of India and many other publications related to the quality standards of Ayurvedic medicinal plants. Dr. Sharma has been the member of research councils of various CSIR institutions like IHBT Palampur, IIM Jammu, NBRI Lucknow, CIMAP Lucknow, and NISCARE New Delhi. He was actively associated in various scientific committees of CCRAS, ICMR, DBT, DST, CSIR under the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. Presently, Dr. Sharma is also an expert member in Nutra Mission of CSIR, NIF Ahmedabad under the Ministry of Science and Technology, CCRAS New Delhi, CSIR IHBT Palampur, and many other organizations. As an author, he has dozen high-quality research papers published in peer-reviewed journals, and he has authored as well as written chapter in more than 15 books. One of the famous book is on Keshar Sutra therapy in anorectal disorder, which is most readable and referred throughout India. Similarly, his book on medicinal plants used in Ayurveda, published by National Academy of Ayurveda, Government of India, is very often referred. So it's our privilege to have Dr. Sharma with us. I invite Dr. Sharma to address the audience with his knowledge. He will speak on fundamental concepts of Ayurveda, scope of collaboration with pharmaceutical scientists. Please, sir.
Thank you, Doctor, for kind words. I welcome Dr. Kapoor, Dr. Gurjeet Singh, organizing team, dear participants. As you have listened about my biodata, it very literally relates with the pharmaceutical sciences. But coincidentally, I have a long association with the stalwarts of pharmacy like Professor S.S. Handa, Dr. V.K. Kapoor, T.V. Narayan, Dr. P.C. Sethi for 30 years while we were developing the Pharmacopoeia of India. Similarly, while in the second generations also, we associated this work with 20 laboratories of the country across the world, across the country, wherein the University Institute of Punjab University, like Dr. Karan and Dr. Maninder, in Naipur, Dr. I.P. Singh and Dr. Jachak, in Pearl, Ahmedabad, Ruhia Pharmacy College, Mumbai, many CSIR, other university institutions they were associated. So I learned pharmacy and issues of pharmacy from you people. Today, when the organizer asked me to speak on the issue, I thought all the people have spoken on pharmacy, pharmacy, and pharmacy only. So just to change the taste, as well as to express the potential of another field where your knowledge can be equally utilized, your expertise as pharmaceutical science can be equally utilized. So I selected this topic, wherein the first portion of the presentation will be the introduction of Ayurveda, and second portion will be the relation and scope of its collaboration with the scientific people working in the pharmaceutical science. Friends, you as a pharmaceutical scientist have read chemistry, physics, biology, and what is the latest relating the science related to these issues. But a very big area of natural products, and every pharmaceutical scientist today, we want to work on the medicine plant related issues of natural products. And out of these, when you talk of natural products, you have major three areas. Either you work on the phytopharmaceuticals, which was the latest development of drug controller 10 years back. But you know, the road of developing and working on phytonutraceuticals is not so easy. You have to identify, quantify 4 molecules which are active, and then quantification and standardization. All is a difficult job. In the last 10 years, I don't think more than 5-6 product has been registered with the Drug Controller of India. So it is also a difficult area, but still it's the area where the botanicals are required, knowledge of botanicals are required. The second potential area is the nutraceuticals, where in the last 5-6 years, most of the botanicals has been introduced along with minerals, metals, vitamins, etc. They can go in the formulation, the second areas of nutraceuticals. The third very potential area where the modern pharmaceutical scientists have been associated for the last 4 or 5 decades is the Ayush product, Ayurveda, Unani products. In these products, you do use these botanicals, but you know, the fundamentals of Ayurveda are entirely different than the fundamentals which the modern chemistry, physics, and biology says. So I feel it is necessary, if you're a drug controller with your M-Pharma qualification, you can be a drug controller for allopathic medicine, for Ayurvedic medicine also. But you require the basic knowledge and information about Ayurveda. So I thought I should educate on that. And while the drug development also, you require your knowledge on what basically the Ayurveda is, though you have many assistants to support you and give the information. So this is important. And you also know that today more than 150 molecules are converted into the allopathic medicine. We call it modern medicine, out of which more than 100 medicines are from Ayurveda. You talk of opium, the morphine is from opium, nimbidine is from neem, reserpine is from sargandha, bacosides are from brahmi, curcumin is from haldi, butanoids are from ashwagandha, this arginine is from arjun, and the kutki, which is one of the bitter, is also from. So in this way, about 100 leads, they were taken from Ayurvedic information and then converted into modern molecule and medicines. Just hold on, please hold on. So I thought this is a good area to introduce how Ayurveda works, to give you a glimpse of that. So the topic is very before you. I will talk on what are the basic concepts, how they are different. You will, when you listen, you will see this is a different world. Then we have the different anatomical features, different pharmacology, but still we integrate with the modern science, chemistry, physics, and biology. Next, please. When you talk of Ayurveda, next slide. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, you are on mute mode.
Okay,
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
okay. So, but I am not in a position to see the slide. You show the slide.
Sir, actually, sir, it's actually this is presented by our screen now. So that's why, sir, you can see only on your desktop screen, sir.
But in my mobile, I'm not in a position to see the slides. Earlier I was in a position to see it.
So just wait for a moment. So we are sharing in another way.
So my talk will be in the first portion. I will be explaining some of the basic fundamentals, what our concepts say about anatomy, about physiology, about pathogenesis of the disease, and what are our strengths of Ayurveda to deal with the diseases of today's life. And second portion deal with our pharmaceutical doses form, what are the issues by developing the drugs, and how we can collaborate with the modern pharmaceutical scientists. Are you positioned to show the slide, please?
So now, so we have already shared. So will you be able to see?
I am not in a position to see the slide. Video is stopped. So
So which slide?
second slide,
Second slide.
Ayurveda.
Ayurveda.
Yeah. So Ayurveda is a word which has two components, Ayu and Veda. Ayu means life and Veda means knowledge. So this is not a science of medicine. This is a science of life. And what is life? Life is unified state of body, mind, and soul. So here we're different from the modern concept of anatomy. When we talk of body, we talk of not only a body, but mind and soul also. So Ayurveda is science of life. It starts with the intrauterine life, before the birth also. And then whole of the life is covered, not only the medicine, but all these facts. Third slide. But देखने के बिना मुश्किल होगा जी. Third slide is how Ayurveda was evolved. So Ayurveda was evolved as a fifth Veda. You know, Vedas are the storehouse of knowledge. And they say they are documented of 5,000 BC. So this is a branch of Veda. So we say when the Lord Brahma created these Vedas, Ayurveda was also created along with the creation of mankind and universe. Since the history of mankind, Ashtanga Ayurveda means 8 specialty of Ayurveda were practiced in one or the other form. So in Vedas, 100 medicinal plants and about 30-40 disease conditions are described. Next slide, please, fourth one. Without seeing it is difficult. Anyway, before understanding the disease and drug, we have to understand the life and the universe, because this human being is a part of this universe. So Rig Veda says that this is not by accident. Nothing can come out of this world, cannot come out of nothing. The creation of life process is according to the universal law of order. There is fixed universal law of order. And entire process of evolution is governed by the definite law of causality. There is cause and effect theory. When you are seeing something, when you are seeing effect, there is some cause. This is a very important theory of evolution. So because world is before us, there is somebody who has created this world. So similar as you have a house, so house was created by somebody. So you can see if there is effect, there is cause. So this is a definite law. So nothing is by chance. Even when we are meeting, it's not by chance. This is a prefixed phenomenon of nature. And origin of life is as old as the creation of universe. This is called in Ayurveda, Karya Karanvad. Madam, try to show the slide because I am just seeing my notes. Hello, slide 5.
Sir, already shared, sir. Consciousness.
Okay.
Yes.
So in the life process, what we see as human being or as a plant material, there are two components we are to understand. To cause of disease also and to treat also. One component is consciousness. We call in Ayurvedic language is Purusha. या आत्म तत्व कहते हैं इसको. And other component is non-living matrix. We call it Prakriti. Prakriti is a matrix. It is non-living substance. So the combination of living component of nature and living and non-living, that is only responsible for the creation of life process. So there was a great quest in the ancient India to understand the nature of universal phenomena. Entire aspect of universal phenomena were analyzed to explain the nature of conscience and non-living matrix. In ancient India had very clearly propounded about psyche and soma, means the mind and body, both in the human being, they're both important. And the Indian concept of reason of life begins with the speculation of soul. Soul is the honor of this body. Consciousness, we call it also consciousness. And non-living component is Prakriti. So this is the combination of living and non-living, which is responsible for the life process. Next slide, please, 6th one. So to make it more clear, this human body is a combination of two components. Purusha means soul, the consciousness, and Prakriti, which is non-living matrix, but it has one component of body and mind. Mind has something to deal with both the component, the matrix as well as the consciousness. So this is a link between the body and soul. So while treating the patient, not as a drug development, but while treating the patient, we Ayurveda person keep in mind not only the body, but other components like mind and soul also. Next, please. So Ayurveda is holistic, where it deals with the promotive and positive health. It deals with the causes to understand the disease, pathogenesis of the disease, clinical manifestations, various seasonal regime and diet, etc., which affects the human being, and then curative methods. And there is vast material medical medicine plants, minerals, metals, whatever is available in the nature we use in the medicine plants. Next slide, please. Ayurveda approach of health has three components, three aspects: promotional health, preventive health, and curative health. You see here something is special. Today we deal with either prevention by various vaccines, etc., or some other do's and don'ts. And second is the curative aspects, which we deal with the help of medicines. But Ayurveda has a promotional aspect also, where with the help of some do's and don'ts of your dincharya, ratricharya, your special food, like and others, some practices like meditation, you can potentiate your capabilities to many folds, not only at physical level, but at mental and spiritual level. So this is another component, not only preventive medicine, not only curative medicine, but promotional aspect of Ayurveda is very important. And if you talk of health in Ayurveda is very vast term. It is not the absence of disease. If the laboratory says that your all parameters are okay, your X-ray is okay, your CT is okay, your PET scan is okay, but still the patient is saying that I am not fit. The reason is the other component of the health are not measured by these modern gadgets of diagnosis. So what Sushruta says about 1000 BC, Sam dosha sam agni sam dhatu malakriya, prasannatmendriya manasvasthiti bhite, means at physical and physiological levels, your three doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, your agni, that is metabolic fires, your body tissues, dhatu, your waste products like urine and stools, they should be in the state of balance. At a psychological level, your sensory and motor organ, your mind should be in the state of balance. At a spiritual level, your Atma should be happy. So this is the balance of all your physical component and happiness of your sensory and motor organs as well as mind. That creates a state of health. So we in Ayurveda not deal with the drug and disease only, but we deal with all the components that the perfect state of health advocated by Sushruta 3000 years back, and which is very close to the definition of WHO. The next slide is of Lord Ganesha. So you will surprise why Ganesha is here. I am trying to explain that Ayurveda is not dealing with the medicine, but it has a very strong history of surgery also. So Ganesha, the elephant head god, आपको पता है इसकी स्टोरी, इसका सिर जो है वो शिव जी ने काट दिया था और पार्वती ने कहा भाई ऐसे नहीं चलेगा, तो उनके ऊपर हाथी के बच्चे का सिर लगाया. हमको स्टोरी कहानी लगती है, बट आप देखिए द इमेजिनेशन देखिए. आज हम हार्ट ट्रांसप्लांटेशन, लिवर ट्रांसप्लांटेशन की बात कहते हैं, अभी हेड ट्रांसप्लांटेशन की बात नहीं हुई. अगर स्टोरी भी है, you can see the level of imagination that we have been in a position to imagine that even the head can be transplanted, not only from a human to human, but even the wise animals' organs can be transplanted in the human being. So this is just a glimpse of that. The 8 branches of Ayurveda doesn't deal with only medicine component, drug and disease, but the 8 branches, now they are 24 in number, but here Shalyam, Shalakyam, Kaya Chikitsa, Bhut Vidya, Kumar Bhityam, Agat Tantra, Science Tantra, Vajikaran Tantra, means the surgery. Sushruta was the father of surgery, whole of the world recognized. Shalakya is IENT. There are books and books on these specialties. Kaya Chikitsa is the internal medicine. Kumar Bhitya deals with the mother and child health and all antenatal, postnatal care. Agatantra deals with toxicology and all pharmacology, toxicology, related issues. Bhut Vidya is the secretary. Rasayan Tantra, which is very popular, everybody is talking of immunity, but we have independent specialty which build with the Rasayana, means the science of rejuvenation and anti-aging. We had another specialty, Vajikaran. Vajikaran is a science of a branch of Ayurveda of aphrodisiacs, not only the sex stimulants, but to have a good progeny, to have a healthy child, we have the various procedures, various medicaments, various things. So that branch is aphrodisiac. Today, now these 8 branches have expanded to 24 branches, and pharmacy and materia medica is one of the new branches. Next slide is the man and biospheres. I'm talking something different than what you have been discussing. You can't just talk of man and man only in isolation. Even in human being, there is mind and body. Though you can't see the Atma Tattva, the soul, but mind and body, they are interacting at all times with each other. Body is affecting mind and mind is affecting body. And in body, we have Vat, Pitta, Kapha. I will explain in the next slide what is Vat, Pitta, Kapha. In mind, we have Sattvic, Rasic, and Tamasic mind. They are affecting each other. So while developing a drug, you have to keep in mind the mental component of the disease and its effect on the body and mind. Then we have socio-cultural environment. The human being cannot live in isolation. He is affected by the socio-cultural environment. If his neighbor is in bad condition, his parents are ill, one person, his child is ill, he himself cannot be in a state of health. So one has to take care of the social and cultural environment around him. Not only social and cultural environment, you have to take care of the geographical and climatic environment also. If there is snow outside, it will affect your health. And if there is storm outside, you affecting your body. If you have earthquake around your areas, it will affect. So human being and our society and your geographical environment all are to be, when we talk of drug and disease, you have to look after your society, you have to look after the geographical environment, your climate, your environment, how your techniques and technology is affecting this ozone layer and the environment, etc. All these factors are to be kept in mind if you talk of achieving health. In fact, we say in Ayurveda, with the Indian thought, yatha brahmande tatha pinde. Whatsoever is outside in the universe is in the pind. Pind is the human body. For example, you have sun outside, we have a sun fire component inside. You have water outside, we have water inside. You have Atma Tattva inside, you have Paramatma, the creation of universe outside. So this is a mini cosmos, human. So whenever we think of human being, we should keep in mind the surroundings and this universe around you when you are treating a patient. Though in drug development, you may not be very much interested in understanding all this thing. Now I'm coming to a theory of Ayurveda. This is called a Panch-Bhautik theory of 5 elements. You know, when I studied chemistry 40 years back, 45, 50 years back, there were 115 elements of periodic table. Now there are 118. But in Ayurveda, we say there are 5 tattva, 5 tattva hain sirf. It starts with Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. You have space, you have air, you have fire, you have water, and you have earth. All these 118 elements, by virtue of their qualities, can be classified in 5 categories. It is so simple. You as a scientist, you can't remember all these 118 elements. Even one doesn't know what is what. But it is very easy to remember Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, space, air, fire, water, and earth. They are the basic 5 elements. And whole of the universe, all the objects of this universe, whether they are living, non-living, they are plants or animals, they are made of 5 elements. And all these 118 elements can be categorized by virtue of their qualities in these 5 categories. But in Ayurveda, if 5 has been summarized to 3. We call them Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Means Akash and Vayu, we call them Vata. Agni, fire element, is called Pitta. And Jal and Prithvi is Kapha. So all these 5 elements we call Tridosh or Teen Dosh. When they are joined with the soul and mind, then we call it a human being. So balance of 5 elements or Vata, Pitta, Kapha is a state of equilibrium, we call it health. And when there's imbalance of these 5 elements or Teen Dosh, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the disequilibrium is disease. So whole of the efforts of Ayurveda is to balance the 5 elements or 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, with the help of plant material, mineral and metals, synthetic material. To balance all these things, we can achieve the health. Whether it is a food or whether it is a drug, these all are made of 5 elements. So we balance these 5 elements and achieve the state of health. So the theory of 3 doshas is very interesting. We call it Vata, Pitta, Kapha. I can't teach you Ayurveda in 5 minutes, but we call it Tridosha. So all the biological activities in human body, not only biological, structural and functional behavior, we can express in the language Vata, Pitta, Kapha. In the human body, mind, constitution of Prakriti, disease, medicine, food, all they have it categorized in 3 groups: Vata type, Pitta type, and Kapha type. But nothing is absolute. In a fruit, one component will be dominant, other will be recessive. So just to understand it, all material of this universe can be categorized into either 5 categories, they form 5 elements, or 3 categories: Vata dominating, Pitta dominating, Kapha dominating. Just to make beginning, later on I will explain how they will end. And the activities are very interesting. What does the Vata does in the human body? It is made up of space and air elements or basic elements. At micro level, gene signals are initiated by Vata. And at all level in the human body, transmission, transport system, movement, nervous systems, circulatory system, whatever movement in the body, that is Vata. हमारी आम भाषा में कहते हैं इसका वात बढ़ गया, ये बात की बीमारी होगी, इसको वायु होगी. This is because this space and air element has increased, means all these activities will be increased in those persons. What is Pitta? Pitta is fire element. Nothing can be done without fire because energy is required for everything. So energy to initiate the signals at gene level is due to Pitta. So at genetic level, gene level also, this Vata Pitta Kapha theory is applicable. All enzymes, hormones responsible for digestion, metabolism, and biotransmission is Pitta. Pitta बढ़ गया. Pitta बढ़ गया doesn't mean कि उसमें जो burning sensation है ये बढ़ रही है, but उसके जो enzymes हैं, hormones हैं, उनका imbalance हो रहा है. और कफ क्या है? कफ ये नहीं जो हम खांसते हैं और बलगम निकलता है. Cough in the normal state, it is a combination of water and earth. It is responsible for cell division, growth, multiplication, regeneration, wear and tear of cell, reconstruction, adhesiveness in the body. So all these Vata Pitta Kapha are like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. One is responsible for creation, other is for maintenance, and third is responsible for destruction of this life process. So all three are required in the life process. To make it more simple, ultimately we have to come to the level of drug and disease. So next slide, these explain, it is a very simple to understand Ayurveda. As I told, this human body are all material made up of 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. And in Ayurvedic language, they are called Vata Pitta Kapha. Our food, whether rice, whether they are aloo, whether they are sabjis, fruits, doodh, dahi, all we can categorize them as per the properties, either Vata dominating or Pitta dominating or Kapha dominating. जैसे आलू चावल ज्यादा खाते हैं वायु बढ़ जाएगी आपकी, because that component is more in the आलू and चावल. और अगर मिर्चें ज्यादा खाते हैं, काली मिर्च, लाल मिर्च, मसाले ज्यादा खाते हैं, अरे इसका पित्त बढ़ जाएगा, इसको चाय कॉफी मत दो, because that contains more element of fire element, उसको पित्त बोलते हैं. और कफ एलिमेंट जहाँ म्यूसिलेजियस सब्सटेंसेस हैं जिसमें अर्थ एलिमेंट और वाटर एलिमेंट ज्यादा होता है, वो कफ को बढ़ाते हैं. So human body is made of Vata Pitta Kapha, food is made of Vata Pitta Kapha. Similarly, all drugs, because the source of drugs is also these plants, minerals, metals, and animal byproducts and synthetic material. We in Ayurveda, we have categorized all these natural products, 1000 plants, 40 minerals and metals, 30-40 animal byproducts, and many synthetic products into 3 categories: Vata type, Pitta dominant, Kapha dominant. So the balance of, we do balance of human body with the help of food, with the help of drugs. So these are the basics of our anatomy. But our anatomy, next slide is on the anatomy. We had divided 2 parts: the gross body, which we see, the 5 internal elements, जो हम देखते हैं, उसको gross body कहते हैं. But there is subtle body also. सूक्ष्म शरीर, हमारी ज्ञानेंद्रिय, कर्मेंद्रिय, our sensory organs, motor organs, our intellect, our ego, our mind, and sub-elements, 5 tanmatras. All they are the subtle elements of the body. We call Sukshma Sharir. The subtle body carries all impressions of previous life through mind. Subtle body is the seat of Atma. It is only Indian concept which elaborate what happens after. इस स्लाइड में जो बात है, देखिए ये 1 मिनट में समझाने वाली बात नहीं है. जो सूक्ष्म शरीर है जिसमें हमारी ज्ञानेंद्रियां, कर्मेंद्रियां, सेंसरी ऑर्गन्स, मोटर ऑर्गन्स, और मैंने कहा कि हमारा मन है, हमारी बुद्धि है, ये सूक्ष्म शरीर का हिस्सा है. और माइंड के माध्यम से इसका रिलेशन आत्मा के साथ होता है, आत्मा जिसको ज्ञान होता है. और जब मनुष्य मरता है तो हमारे इंप्रेशंस, हमारे डीड्स माइंड के साथ नेक्स्ट हमारा जो इनकारनेशन होता है या जो भी जन्म होता है उसमें ट्रांसफर होते हैं, हमारे कर्मास. सो दिस इज इंडियन थॉट. इसको अभी ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन करना थोड़े समय में मुश्किल है, मुझे भी समझने में मुश्किल है और आपको समझाने में तो और डिफिकल्ट. बट दिस इज ए कंसेप्ट. वी बिलीव इन rebirth, and mind is a very important factor which takes our good actions and bad actions of this life to the next life also. So be careful. So when are you doing some bad thing, so you should afraid of that it will not this life and next life also. Then next slide 19 number is on the concept of Sabdhatu. This body is made of you. We have studied Gray's anatomy and heart system, digestive system, musculoskeletal system, respiratory system, urinary system, nervous system, circulatory system. This is the modern anatomy. But in Ayurveda, we say that this is made up of 7 body tissues. The start with the food. Food is converted into plasma. We call it ras. Is converted into rakt. We call it blood. Then a muscle tissue converted into muscle tissue is converted into fatty tissue. Fatty tissue converted into bone. Bone is converted into bone marrow. Bone marrow is converted into shukra. That is the reproductive tissue. It contains sperm in human being and ovum in ladies, and plus the liquids along with it. And ultimately, this is converted into ojas. Ojas, which is responsible for our immunity, memory, glow in our face, is the last essence of all these body tissues. And in Ayurveda, we take care of balancing all these 5 tissues with the help of different foods, diet, etc. Next slide is about the mind and soul. The slides will be with you. It will take more time to explain on this issue, but mind is different than soul is the ultimate honor of this. This is एक नष्ट नहीं होता, काटा नहीं जा सकता, इसको नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा सकते. It is eternal. Whereas mind is the instrument, जिससे सुख दुख की अनुभूति होती है, और this is connection between body and soul. Next type of mind 3 प्रकार के हैं, सात्विक, राजसिक, तामसिक. ये हमारी mind or body. Next slide is on body and mind interaction. It is very important to understand when you're developing a drug, you should include some component to deal with the mind, because mind and body, they are affecting each other. Your diet affects your body and ultimately affect the mind also. So we should understand this. Next slide, body, mind constitution. This is another concept. I'm slightly moving fast because time is short. Body, mind constitution, we call it prakriti, tasir. हर इंडिविजुअल की एक तस्वीर होती है. कोई नेचर में काम एंड क्वाइट है, कोई एग्रेसिव है. दोनों भाई हैं, एक ही माँ से जाए हुए, एक शांत है और एक गुस्से वाला है, बिकॉज उनकी प्रकृति जो है वो अलग है. प्रकृति इज ए ग्रुप ऑफ स्पेसिफिक फैक्टर्स emerged by the union of sperm and ovum of the parents at the time of conception. This formulates the genetic architect of our body, mind, and it decides of the fitness of the body and likely to have the diseases. So prakriti, there's a prakriti or nature of the human being. There's nature of the diseases also. There's nature of the plants material also. There's nature of the food also. So आदमी का स्वभाव कैसा है, गर्म है या ठंडा है, उसके हिसाब से ही हमको ये तय करना होता है क्या दवाई दें, क्या खाना दें. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड इज आल्सो ऑन द प्रकृति कंसेप्ट ऑफ प्रकृति. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंपोनेंट ऑफ आयुर्वेदा. एटलीस्ट गर्म और ठंडे को तुम्हारे घरों में जानते हैं कि इस बिटिया को हम गर्म चीज नहीं देंगे, इसकी नाक से खून आने लग जाता है, इसको हम लस्सी देंगे पीने को, इसको हम चाय देंगे पीने को. मदर नोज इट because the temperament is different, the behavior is different. So प्रकृति को, माइंड की प्रकृति अलग है और बॉडी की प्रकृति अलग है. बॉडी की प्रकृति प्योर नहीं होती, इट इज कॉम्बिनेशन वात पित्त और कफ, और समटाइम इज a balance of 3 also, very rarely. But mental जो टेम्परामेंट है वो 16 टाइप का है, इसलिए हमारा माइंड जो है बड़ा चंचल रहता है. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड इज 26 नंबर इज रिलेट विद द प्रकृति एंड इट्स clinical medicine is बहुत important. Same medicine cannot be given to same disease conditions in many people. In Ayurveda, individual medicine की हम बात करते हैं, जब ड्रग की बात करते हैं, so sometimes we change the vehicle. किसी को वही दवाई हम दूध के साथ देते हैं, किसी को पानी के साथ देते हैं, किसी को शहद के साथ देते हैं, किसी को मलाई के साथ देते हैं, तो क्योंकि वो दवाई की नेचर को सेटल करने के लिए इस प्रकृति का ध्यान रखा जाता है. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड इज प्रकृति क्या है, इस पे और ज्यादा टाइम नहीं दूंगा. नाउ आई विल कम ऑन स्लाइड 26, कंसेप्ट ऑफ स्रोतस. ये ड्रग डेवलपमेंट में यूजफुल कंसेप्ट है कि हमारी बॉडी में चैनल्स होते हैं एट सेल लेवल, एट इंटरसेलुलर स्पेस, कैपिलरी का स्पेस है, डिफरेंट जो सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम है, यूरिनरी सिस्टम है, इस सिस्टम में सारा जो कुछ सर्कुलेट होता है वो चैनल्स के थ्रू सर्कुलेट होता है. उन चैनल्स को साफ रखने का तरीका आयुर्वेद ने बहुत बताया हुआ है. The Srotas should be kept clean, whether it is gastrointestinal tract, urinary tract, respiratory tract, all the tracts should be kept clean, otherwise it will cause disease. So while drug development, we keep this concept in mind कि GIT को साफ रखिए, urinary system को साफ रखिए, respiratory system को clean रखिए, circulatory system को clean रखिए. और अगर आप इन स्रोतस को, चैनल्स को साफ नहीं रखते हैं तो बीमारी होती है. इसलिए और GIT साफ नहीं तो ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन हो जाएगी, और कॉर्न बाइल डक्ट का चैनल साफ नहीं तो स्टोन हो जाएंगे, और कोरोनरी आर्टरी का क्लीनिंग नहीं है तो उसमें आपको बाईपास करवाना पड़ेगा. So cleaning of these channels is very important. Up to slide number 29, 20, 30. While developing the drug, we should think, because in Ayurveda हर दवाई पेट से शुरू, हर बीमारी पेट से शुरू होती है. क्यों? क्योंकि गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट जो है इसमें बहुत से रिसेप्टर्स भी है, इसकी सफाई जरूरी है. तो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट. एक और कंसेप्ट है, कंसेप्ट ऑफ अग्नि, मेटाबॉलिक फायर. माँ खाने को बोलती है, एक कहता है मुझे भूख नहीं है, माँ कहती है कि इसकी अग्नि कमजोर है, इसको 2 एक ही रोटी खाता है, और दूसरा भाई जो है 4 रोटी खाता है, फिर भूख नहीं, उसकी अग्नि तेज है. तो अग्नि इज ए फिजियोलॉजिकल कंसेप्ट ऑफ डाइजेशन एंड मेटाबॉलिज्म. हमारे बॉडी में जितने भी डाइजेशन की लिए एंजाइम रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं, हार्मोन रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं, जो माइक्रो डाइजेशन और माइक्रो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, उसको अग्नि बोलते हैं. और टिश्यू लेवल तक ये सब चीजें, ग्रॉस फूड की डाइजेशन से लेकर के ये माइक्रो लेवल तक हमारा जो डिफरेंट बॉडी टिश्यूज का जो मेटाबॉलिज्म है, दिस इज रेगुलेटेड बाय आवर अग्नि मेटाबॉलिक फायर. In drug development, we keep in mind that we should deal with the process of igniting the Agni rather than suppressing or depressing it. When the Agni is okay, the food is digested well, waste products are good, and body nutrition is good, organs are working properly, cell nutrition and all 5 elements are okay. But when the next slide is of arm, when the Agni is poor, your food is not digested, it is improperly digested, and improperly digested lead to the malformation of the body tissue. The body doesn't get the nutrition. The undigested food material acts as an allergen in the body, and it acts as an antigen. So antigen antibody reaction starts when you are constantly with poor digestive fire. And this is the beginning of many disease conditions. So we treat the GIT, digestive system of the patient in Ayurveda first, because the chronic poor fire will lead to many allergic disorders and other conditions. Next slide is this poor digestion and metabolic fire leads the digestive disorders like dyspepsia, irritable bowel syndrome, colitis. Then if it accumulates in the skin and respiratory system, it decides the series of respiratory system allergies. In joints, it causes rheumatoid arthritis. And many metabolic disorders are caused by poor digestive fire. Next slide, because time is short, I'm slipping the 6 stages of pathogenesis. Ayurveda says before the manifestation of the disease, there are 6 stages, and a wise physician understands it and then treat them. Next is slide number 37, deal with the rasayana. It is very important. Today, whenever you are developing a drug, you say you have to put immunity booster. So in Ayurveda, there is full-fledged science which deals with dietary modalities, your behavior modalities, and so many herbs and do's and don'ts which are responsible to increase the immunity systems. So this is very important. So we can increase our immunity with the help of medicinal plants, something with your food, and many things with your behavior also. Next slide. Biological activities 39. So when you are developing a drug, especially immunomodulators, the drug should have antioxidants, anabolic properties, immunomodulatory properties, adaptogenic properties, anti-stress activities, and nootropic activities. In any combination of iron, you find 1 or 2 rasayana are added there. Application of rasayana is very important for promotional health, for preventive health, and as the adjunct therapy is many important. Now I will talk on the issue which is very close to you, own Ayurvedic pharmaceuticals. In Ayurveda pharmaceutical, it has two specialties of it deals with. First, the materia medica and pharmacognosy we call Dravyaguna Vigyan. And second component is the Ayurvedic pharmaceuticals we call Vaishajya Kalpana and Ras Shastra, which Vaishajya Kalpana generally deals with the doses form, but Ras Shastra deals with minerals and metals. Ayurvedic materia medica, we use medicine plant, about 1,000 plants, which are commonly used, about 40 minerals, metals, 30 animal byproducts, and many synthetic products are now also included in the materia medica of Ayurveda. Pharmacology, toxicology dealt with the Ayurvedic science. Very interestingly, can't be explained in a few minutes, whole pharmacology of Ayurveda is covered under 6 headings: Rasa, Guna, Virya, Vipak, and Prabhav. Rasa, taste. You very interestingly, all the eatables, जिन चीजों को खा सकते हैं, प्लांट्स है, खाना है, इसमें 6 टेस्ट होते हैं: स्वीट, सावर, साल्ट, पिंजेंट, बिटर एंड स्टिंजेंट. मीठा है, खट्टा है, नमकीन है, पंजेंट है, ये कड़वा है, ये कसैला है. एक प्लांट के मटेरियल को टेस्ट करके भी हम इसमें क्या क्या फार्माकोलॉजिकल एक्शन होते हैं आयुर्वेद के लोग बता सकते हैं. तो इट इज अ बिग साइंस which need to understand how we can estimate what plant will have what properties. Gunas are properties, there are 20 numbers. इसको understand करना पड़ता है. Drugs are category 2, whether it is a hot temperament or cold temperament drugs, उसको वीर्य बोलते हैं. Vipak is the ultimate metabolism of the disease, whether it is a Madhur Vipak or Katu Vipak. And there is Prabha specific effect, like Arjuna is a cardiotonic. So with this materia medica, we develop different doses form. There are 3: solid, semi-solid, liquids, and powder form. In Ayurveda, next slide, there are about 40 doses form, where the collaboration of modern pharmaceutical scientists is required. So I will be sharing my slides with you. These 40 doses form is a big number. All your doses form are included in the Ayurveda doses form, other than injectables. Like Kalka is the fresh paste, Swaras is the fresh juice, Churna, they are the powders, Kwath is the decoctions, Fant is the hot infusion, Sheet is the cold infusion, Ghansattva, they are the extracts, Lavar and Kshar, they are the salt, Asam is fermented liquid, Suras, they are different type of alcohols, Ableha like Champras, they are the solid, semi-solid jams, Khand, they are the sweet granules like confectionery item, Gugulu, they are the oleoresin-based tablets, Patika, Gutika, they are tablet, capsules, they are newly included in the family 50 years back. Bodak, they are the bolus, medicated ghee, medicated oils, eye drops, ear drops, nasal drops. Pravahi Kwath is the prepared and preserved decoctions, ointment and malhar, ras of these, they are the material, mineral and metal containing tablets and pills. Kshara Sutra is a medicated thread. It is a application. Then the Kshar Pichu is a medicinal gauge. Varti is suppository. Vasti is prepared nima. Lepa are the powders. Panaks, they are the syrups. And Arka, they are the distillates. So all these 40 doses forms, they are described in Ayurvedic books and practice. But I feel so many scope of improving these doses form with modern pharmaceuticals. So in the next slides, time constraint is there. This is about 20 doses form. I have indicated the doses form, what is the major component of the SOP of developing acid, and what are the issues. In the last column deals with the issues. Well, shelf life is the issue, palatability is the issue, preservation is the issue, stability is the issue. Sometimes even powdering of some material is the issue. So all these doses form, and in the last column, whether you are developing a Ayurvedic formulation, Unani formulation, or a nutraceutical product, the association and use of modern pharmaceutical technologies is required. So this I have explained. Now 6-7 slides are on all these things. Now I will go in the last with the area of collaboration. In the last, there are area of collaboration. This slide number 60. we can associate with the modern scientists. You can help 5,000 manufacturing units of Ayurveda in the country on manufacturing technology, because your technologies are very relevant today in various doses form. And what is the science behind this that has to be understood, explained in the modern language. Then appropriate machines and machinery has to be developed to suit the herbs and botanicals. Then quality standardization is a very important issue. Pharmacology and safety determination of these, some of the things they are already done, but many are yet to be done. New drug development. New drug development is comparatively easy in Ayurveda as compared to nutraceuticals and modern drug development, whether it is single drug or multi-ingredient drug, because you can take the leads from Ayurveda and do the things. You are not to start from zero. You know, Brahmi used for brain disorder, Arjuna is used for cardiac. This lead you have already in the Ayurveda. No, you have to work preclinical and clinical just to see the safety profiles, dose, etc., stability, etc. And you can directly go to the clinical trials and it's much safe and easy. Now, next slides are, because I'm not a theoretical person, I am a person of no pharmacy also. Our family has this a company in Himachal Pradesh, the name of Bajnar Pharmaceuticals. This is state-of-art facilities complying to the WHO requirement. Recently, we got the Ayush Premium certification also. The area is 1.25 lakh square feet area. We have all, next slides are on the all modern machinery and equipment. You can see few slides. All they are complying to the GMP requirements, and we are making use of them. All doses for which 40 doses for I trained can be manufactured in these facilities. We have collaboration with many institutions of the country. For example, we have collaboration with CSRI Palampur. We are working on green tea catechins. We have products out of that. We have collaboration with University Solan, CIAB Mohali. We have collaboration with Banaras Hindu University. We have developed a wound healing patch. We have collaboration with SRM University Chennai. We have preclinical and molecular structure of some product is done. And recently we have a collaboration with National Innovation Foundation and the Department of DSC at Ahmedabad, where we had corona medicine in the name of Kantajab. So friends, I have just given just a brief of Ayurveda. There's a lot of scope to work together in this area. We can work together, we can understand each other, and then we can develop the drugs the cost-effective way, utilizing the natural materials, natural products, which is strength of India. And then subsequently, the product will be easily brought to the market. And there's a big market of natural products, not in India, but abroad also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. Sir has discussed on Ayurveda, origin of Ayurveda, consciousness and non-living matrix. Dr. Sharma very well explained Panchabhut theory, concepts of Saptadhatus, types of minds. Sir very beautifully discussed body and mind constitution, concept of Agni metabolic fire, Ayurvedic dosage forms. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So it's time to felicitate Dr. S.K. Sharma. So, sir, kindly accept our token of appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So this session is open for discussion now. So anyone having any kind of query, or if anyone want to discuss something, they are open to talk.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Someone from IHBT Palampur.
Oh, good. Damanpreet ji.
Really, sir, it was a nice presentation and really highly information to all of us. Sir, if you permit, I just want to ask you about the one issue that you have raised. Can I?
Yes, yes.
Sir, we are lucky enough that you are always with us when the time we need during our monitoring committee meeting and all other times. But still, you talk about the solvents, that if we change the solvent, the nature of the pharmaceutical, this Ayurvedic preparation, it gets changed. We use water in Bacopa monrite becomes something else. If we add fatty acid fat, this oil, this
Yeah.
animal fat, its
Yeah.
nature gets changed, it becomes Brahmi Grita.
Yes, yes.
Sir, is there any database from where we can get this information? Because
Yeah, there are lot of information. You know, Brahmi is used for mental disorders and brain. You know, when they were tagging with isotopes, the Brahmi molecule, Bacopa molecule was not in a position to cross the blood-brain barrier. But you know, with the presence of fat, it goes the liver. So in the liver, the signals are given which triggers the activities of brain. This was the development later on. So at physical level, Brahmi cannot cross the blood-brain barrier, but the vehicle was to take this Brahmi in the liver. From liver, it will stimulate the signals which go to the brains and do the what we want to. So these things require a lot of R&D work. As a traditional person, I believe in these things, but still the science has to understand the mode of action where the collaboration is required and you can add value. And the level of value you can understand. जो आयुर्वेद की दवाई हम 2 रुपए में बेचते हैं, जब इसमें साइंस डालते हैं तो 200 रुपए में आप आराम से बेच सकते हैं, because science has a efficacy, specific efficacy, though it works very vertically, but value addition is required, and I welcome the input of science in our traditions.
yes, sir, truly. Actually, sir, while working on this Arjuna,
So
you
we
also talked about Arjuna.
can be there. We can discuss all details physically also sometime.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Thank you
sir.
very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, you are audible. हाँ जी. So you are audible now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Kapoor
It
sir.
was indeed a treat to listen to a masterly lecture by Dr. S.K. Sharma. Only yesterday, we were discussing the proposal given by the Vice Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Dr. Bhushan Patwardhan, that the Ayurvedic sciences should be integrated with the modern medical sciences. It's very true. Sir, listening to your lecture, you have already shown that Ayurveda is integrated to modern sciences. When you have discussed the concept of Prakriti, it is nothing but what we call it as pharmacogenetics. You have told us the Agni. It is nothing but various metabolic processes. You have talked of different kinds of food. You see, India is the first country who have given the qualification of classification of foods as Sattvic, Tamasic, and Rajasic. So nowhere in the Western world or any world the classification of food is given, and that is equivalent to our concept. Newly emerging field of nutraceuticals. So it was an excellent lecture, sir. I myself consider lucky to listen to your lecture, and you can be called as the Bhisham Pitama of Ayurvedic sciences. You are the storehouse of knowledge on Ayurveda. My salutations to you for your excellent presentation, sir.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
नहीं गुरुजी तो आप हैं, मैं नहीं,
You are Guruji.
मैं तो चेला हूँ
You know, we
आपका.
worked for last 30 years in the farm.
Oh yes, yes.
So
I
my
feel
interest
privileged.
from
I
salary to
feel-
pharmaceutical sciences due to you.
I feel privileged to be associated for such a long time. Hats off to you, sir.
Thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So we are privileged to have Professor Kapoor with us. So Professor V.K. Kapoor, Professor Adjunct from GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sir Sadhar. He has experience of approximately 45 years in medicinal and pharmaceutical chemistry and chemistry of natural products. Professor Kapoor has received various awards and honors as Shri Bhojraj Panchmool Lifetime Achievement Award from APTI, Shiksha Bharati Puraskar by All India Achievers Foundation, New Delhi, Professor G.P. Srivastava Memorial Award, Fellowship from Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship from Association of Commonwealth Universities, Senior Research Fellowship of UGC, and also got distinction in chemistry in the intermediate examination in 1957. He is a life member of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, life member of APTI, life member of Indian Society of Technical Education, life member of Punjab Academy of Sciences, and life member of Association of British Scholars India. Dr. Kapoor has a large number of professional and academic recognitions and served as a speaker and evaluator of a huge number of conferences, workshops, and seminars. He started his career as pharmacognosist from Medical College Amritsar, then served as secretary, chairman, dean in University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Punjab University, Chandigarh, dean in Punjab Technical University, principal and director in GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, and presently working as professor adjunct. Professor Kapoor has 140 publications, which include 7 books, 15 book chapters, 29 review papers, 46 original research papers, 16 papers on pharmaceutical education, 12 journal scientific papers, 15 articles of professional interest, and 1 directory to his credit.
Anuja.
So it's not enough. You have
Enough.
many achievements, sir. So I request Professor Kapoor to kindly give the formal address. Please, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anuja, for giving such a, elaborate introduction to me. Actually, I don't need an introduction. I am a part of your organization. I still feel attached to GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, where I had the privilege of staying for 10 long years against the expectations of the governing council. So it is my pleasure and my privilege to be associated with such a decent school of learning. And all the credit goes to the governing council of Khalsa College Educational Institutions, particularly to its president, Pradhanji Sardar Manjeet Singh Gill, its vice president, Dr. S.S. Thain, and for pharmacy particular, the reins which have been handled by Madam Satvinder Kaur, who is a professor and principal of the GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. She has so much command on her staff that it is difficult to expect the way all the staff members have coordinated during the course of faculty development program. It is very creditable that the team is so integrated, and I greatly respect all the faculty members of your college and pay my respects to each and all of them. So I'll be giving a general talk about the pharmacy, and it will be a sort of overview of the present situation of pharmacy education. You see, as you already know, pharmacy has originated from the Greek word pharmakon, meaning a drug. So it is a profession which deals with the multi-directional aspect of drug. A pharmacist is a drug informer. I mean, you can talk on every aspect of the drug. So you will find answer from him. The essential components of pharmacy diagnostics are discovery of a drug from natural or synthetic source, formulating a drug into appropriate dosage form, evaluating quality standards and stability characteristics, pharmacodynamics, and pharmacokinetics. So during the last decades, tremendous advances in science and technology have taken place, along with the advances in computer technology. So much so that these days we have to depend on the artificial intelligence. Now, all these advances have brought a dramatic change in the role of a modern pharmacy professional. And the changed global scenario also demands a serious attempt to modify our didactics and modify our curriculum. There is a earnest requirement to give our thoughtful process to the modern pharmaceutical education. Now, earlier the drug discovery was a matter of trial and error. Its systemic, chemical, and pharmacological approaches, they were taken up in the first half of the 20th century. Conventional approaches, which are based on mass screening of the analogs of pharmacological active molecules, that is, after getting a lead compound from natural source, a number of synthetic engineers were made and tested. After that, we came to computer-assisted drug design, which is called as quantitative structure-activity relationship. And lately, we are on the way to enzyme-directed drug discovery. Now, the biotechnology process has also revolutionized our pharmaceutical curriculum. Particularly, recombinant DNA technology has enabled the production of endogenous biomolecules as new drugs on a commercial scale. You have examples of human insulin, somatotropin, interferons, and vaccines, which are made by newer biotechnological processes. The other areas emerged due to biotechnical advances are genetic engineering, monoclonal antibodies, implantable infusion pumps, implantable systems of intravenous chemotherapy. Now, in talking about the biotechnology, sequencing of human genome is a landmark in biological research. Now, human genome contains approximately 1 lakh genes, and gene expression in diseased tissue often differs from one observed in normal tissues. The differential gene expression leads to identification of important molecular targets of drug discovery. Now, these days, the molecular targets are particularly relevant to cardiovascular disorders, diabetes, immune response, and cancer. There is so much of data which has been generated that it has led to the creation of a new field which is called as bioinformatics, genomics. I mean, which is the concept of using genetic information to explain inter-individual differences in drug response is fast. This is equivalent to what Dr. S.K. Sharma has mentioned in his lecture, Prakriti. They treat after knowing the Prakriti of an individual, and then they prescribe the medicine accordingly. This is what is in gene engineering, or noting the genetic system of individual. Every individual has a different genetic system, and a drug which is effective in patient A may not be effective in patient B. There is an emergence of stem cell therapy. Professor Sharma has made a mention of Shri Ganesh. That is, although it may not be believable that the human organ transplantation was there, but at least the imagination was there. At least the generation of concept was there, which is now coming up in the form of stem cell therapy. The embryonic stem cell therapy is a breathtaking advance in new biology. It is likely to revolutionize the medical and paramedical services. Now, stem cell is a cell in nature that serves to produce all different kinds of cells, tissue, and organ that make up a human body. The technique is in developing stage. When fully explored, it will provide ways to repair or replace diseased tissue and organs. Domain often referred to as regenerative or reparative therapy. It will be applicable to diseases like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and diabetes and cancer. It is conceived that in the coming years, the 40% of the most sellable drugs will be proteinous in nature. Biologics or proteinous drugs we will form the majority of the drugs used in therapy. Now, as you already know, the proteinous drugs cannot be given through oral route, like insulin is given only by parenteral route. There have been attempts going on tremendously to form a system where insulin could be given through oral route. It gets destroyed by the proteolytic enzymes present in GIT. So, novel drug delivery systems have a challenge. We have to produce a system by which the biologics can be given by the most convenient route of administration, which is oral. So we already have so many delivery systems like engineered liposomes, aquasomes, neosomes, microspheres, nanoparticle, lipoproteins, monoclonal antibodies, transdermal therapeutic system. It is a long list, but it's still, I mean, there is a scope of investigations on finding a novel drug delivery which can transport the proteinous drugs to their therapeutic value, particularly by given the oral route of administration. There is a possibility of developing bioavailability enhancers. There is a possibility of developing bio-friendly, biodegradable carriers of drugs. There is a system which is going on towards the genetic guns and genetic deliveries. Now, as has been pointed out repeatedly, due to high potency of the modern synthetic drugs and their cost, major developed countries like America, United Kingdom, and several European countries, they are moving towards the traditional system of medicines. You see, you may be surprised that Chinese system of medicine is so popular in America that 75 formulation of Chinese system of medicine have been approved by FDA, whereas none of the for Indian formulation from Ayurveda has so far approved by the FDA. So we have to generate, we have to work in this direction that our Indian Ayurvedic drugs gets approval from the FDA. There is a huge market of Ayurvedic formulation and Ayurvedic drugs. They are being imported by American market in the form of nutraceuticals, in the form of drug supplements. Now, if we provide them the data on their safety, I mean, we have been saying that these drugs have been in use since time immemorial. They do not accept this argument. They say, no, we want a scientific safety data for their acceptance. And second field which needs attention is their standardization. What is going on that when the exporters send one lot of the crude drugs, and when the second lot is sent, it does not matches with the first lot. So there is no proper standardization of either the crude drugs or the formulations. So it is an area which has to be explored tremendously so that the Ayurvedic system of medicine gains acceptance in developing countries. It is the interest in Ayurveda is so much that, as I mentioned yesterday, several of the medical schools in America, they have a course in alternative system of medicine where Ayurveda is taught. In Germany, they have all the translated old treatises of Indian origin, all the Vedas, they are there in Germany, which have been translated into their own language. And there are 14 universities, 14 universities in Germany where Sanskrit is taught, which will help in the getting the insight of the Indian literature and which can be used for the benefit of humankind. So these are some of the issues which can be taken up by the profession of pharmacy, and it is our duty to modernize our system of didactics. It is to modernize our system of educating our students in these emerging areas. Now, it is rather unfortunate that the earlier pharmacy drifted from the initial goal of being clinical pharmacy to the industry-oriented pharmacy. You see, I remember when I was a student of B.Pharm, we used to have 3 months training on the second year to go in the hospitals and serve in the hospital pharmacies. But this, I do not know how and when this got abolished. In Amritsar, Victoria Jubilee Hospital, world-renowned hospital affiliated to Medical College, Amritsar, they have their own pharmacopoeia, Vijay Hospital Pharmacopoeia. And Professor K.N. Gand, who was the founder of the pharmacy in this part of the continent, was the creator of that. On many issues, the consultation was made with Professor K.N. Gand by the eminent physicians and surgeons. So it is rather not to our benefit that we shifted from clinical pharmacy to the catering the needs of the industries. I mean, for this, our forefathers, our stalwarts who were then at the helm of affairs, they made this change. There was an obsession that research should be carried out. And unfortunately, in pharmacy profession at that time, research grants were not available. Right? There was no funding from anywhere. So they found the avenue that the AICT at that time, which governs the engineering college and technical colleges along with pharmacy colleges, they have a scholarship of 250 rupees, I'm talking of 60s, for doing the post-graduation. Right? Whoever does the MSc technology or MSc engineering will get 250 rupees as the stipend. But there were no takers. The basic qualification in engineering technology was bachelor's degree. That was sufficient to enter in the professional field. But the demand in the profession was such in pharmacy that you have to have an M.Pharm. So M.Pharm became the basic requirement to enter into the profession, with the result that to attract M.Pharm and to promote research, our forefathers, our persons who were at the helm of affairs, they thought of coming under the fold of All India Council of Technical Education. Now, this was the body which was looking towards funding of different College of Engineering, College of Technologies. So pharmacy got benefit in getting the funds from AICTE, and it became a part of technology and engineering. With the result, the curriculum were so designed that they were catering to the need of pharmaceutical engineering. They were catering to the needs of pharmaceutical industries. So we drifted drastically from being industry-oriented profession, from clinical-oriented profession, we drifted to industry-oriented profession. That was a very big mistake our forefathers made. The pharmacy profession should always be, right from its origin to its present state, has always been clinical-oriented, as it is in the West. In America, a pharmacist is paid as much as a physician gets. In UK, a pharmacist is a recognized person who has now been permitted to act as a prescriber for medicines. but in Indian pharmacist still is looking for its place in society. It is because we were drifted from the goal. Goal was that to remain on the clinical side and look for the, therapeutics aspects and the clinical aspects. If you look at the emblem of Punjab University Pharmacy Department, which is second oldest institute in our country. The first is Banaras Hindu University, which was already towards the technology side. But the second institute to come up in India was the Department of Pharmacy, Punjab University. If you look at the emblem, you will find it in service to the aliens. Means it was highly clinical oriented, and I wish that educationists and those who are in profession, they shift the towards the clinical pharmacy side. This is my message. This is my plea to all the fellow pharmacists, fellow educationists, and related personnel. I am very happy that Dr. Satwinder Kaur, who is the convener of APTI Women chapter, they have taken the initiative of organizing such programs as faculty development program. It has been the 7 days, 8 days deliberations have been wonderful. I congratulate her and her team members for selecting the speakers who are really experts in their own field and could deliver highly valuable lectures and give their expertise to the participants. So thank you very much. And once again, I congratulate all the members, Dr. Anuja, Dr. Praneet Kaur, Dr. Divneet Kaur, Dr. Sonia Singla. So I cannot name all of them, but all of the faculty members, they deserve our salutations and praise for the work they have done. It was such a coordinated program, time-bound program. Every lecture was fixed, was started at the time given to them. So thank you very much. And thank you for giving me a chance to speak and share my views on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, we are always privileged to have you with us, sir. So it's time to felicitate Professor Kapoor. So, sir, kindly accept our token of appreciation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So we are privileged to have Dr. Rohit Dutt with us. Professor Rohit Dutt is a versatile educationist, an admirable administrator, a confident leader, and a self-motivated and influential personality with more than 17 years of experience in academics and research. Dr. Dutt is presently working as Associate Dean Academics, GD Goenka University, and Professor and Dean, School of Medical and Allied Sciences, GD Goenka University. Dr. Rohit Dutt believes in promoting a strong and positive environment of scholarly learning for both students and faculty to iron out all the challenges associated to fourth industrial revolution and outshine in the glory of knowledge. And he is instrumental in developing new policies to improve academic structure at GD Goenka University, keeping in view of NEP 2020. Professionally, he is a medicinal chemist with expertise in computer-aided drug design. He has done PhD in pharmaceutical sciences from MDU Rohtak and MPharm in pharmacochemistry from GJ University, Hisar. He has 16 years of teaching experience and one and a half year of industrial experience in Ranbaxy Lab Limited. His expertise in the computer-aided drug design field enabled him to conduct research in areas of diverse nature. His research areas include lead identification and optimization, chemical computation, structure activity, property relationship, pharmaceutical quality control, pharmaceutical technology, and biotechnology. Presently, he is pursuing research in the field of anti-cancer drug development from natural sources. His expertise is simply recognized by the fact that he is acting as a referee for review of manuscript for large number of international journals of repute, and some of the mathematical tools developed by him for drug design have been incorporated in leading software being marketed by various multinational companies. He has more than 70 research review publications, most of them in international journals of repute to his credit. In addition to 3 books with international publishers, he has a sound understanding and rich experience of working for accreditation by NAC, NBA, and other regulators like AICTE, PCI, etc. He has been involved in 2 consultancy projects, namely Turning India and Rishi by University of Deusto, Spain, funded by the European Union program. He is a certified author for accreditation of labs by NABL. He had also honored with APTI Best Young Pharmacy Teacher of the Year Award and Nirali Prakashan in 2019 and the Teaching Excellence Award 2021 by ASMA for his excellence contribution in the field of pharmacy education. Dr. Dutt has been awarded with prestigious silver medal by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Haryana in recognition to his PhD research work. He is also conferred with honorary professor diploma in recognition of academic and professional excellence by Bukhara State Medical Institute, Uzbekistan. He is actively involved in dissemination of scientific knowledge of well-being of society at large with a view to contribute towards a common mission, Swasth Bharat. In recognition to services rendered for the benefit of the mankind, Dr. Dutt was also honored with Atal Swasth Bhushan Award 2019 by Severin Foundation. He has delivered more than 100 guest talks on various topics of healthcare domain and organized healthcare camps in rural areas in Delhi NCR. He is instrumental in carrying out AICT, PCI, and BNAC related assignment and member of various professional bodies. So I request Dr. Dutt for formal address. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Praneeth, for this generous introduction. I think it seems a bit long when the personality like Dr. V.K. Kapoor are sitting in the valedictory address. So my first, yes, sir. So I wish to congratulate first the leadership of GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy and the APTI Punjab State Branch for organizing this excellent FDP. I think I'm more interested about the theme, which is of current interest, and my congratulations to all the organizers who have been a part of this FDP program. The important theme of interdisciplinarity or multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research. So I think despite so many technological advancements, we still face unprecedented healthcare challenges of, you can say, unavailability of efficacious drugs against like dengue infection and recently COVID-19 virus and antibiotic resistant tuberculosis and many more. There are, I think, more than 3,500 targets have been identified for various kinds of diseases, but still only a handful of targets have been explored by the scientific community. So it's a great challenge that we are still not able to explore each and every target which is responsible for these life-threatening diseases. And we all are aware that it takes around 12 to 15 years to develop a drug with $1 billion investment. And despite this enormous time and money needed to develop a new drug, I think the success rate is very low. And the major limiting factor after the development of drug still remain that the drug attrition due to the toxicity and the resistance strains, it's again a serious challenge for the scientific community. So we have a problem with us, and everybody has seen in COVID-19, and still we are apprehensive of the toxicity level of these vaccinations, although it's an emergency authorization of the vaccination for the well-being, but still we are apprehensive, everybody is apprehensive of this toxicity of these vaccines. So it means we need to work for something on the theme of this particular FTP, that we need to collaborate with different domains, multidisciplinary domains, to come out for a solution so that this drug development cycle can be reduced to 2 to 5 years. Because you see, there are so many molecules which are under clinical trials right now, but still for the dengue itself, but still you have seen the effective medication is not available for the dengue. And it has been reported way back, and it has been a decade that dengue has been reported for the life-threatening disease, as a life-threatening disease. So developing a drug taking so much of time, I think there is a lot of mortality, and we need to control this mortality. As a pharmacist, we need to collaborate with the interdisciplinary scientists in the field itself. Nowadays, you have seen that nanotechnology is growing like anything. Nanorobots are there. Targeted drug delivery systems are using nanobots effectively. So engineering component is coming into the picture. The informatics was always a part of it. Being a medicinal chemist, we have seen that the success rate of QSAR and 3D techniques in developing a particular drug or screening a particular compound, so that the potential compound can only be synthesized. So it needed a collaborative effort rather than doing it alone in isolation. So if we wish to really do something for the society, then we need to collaborate. So I'm very much thankful for the organizers that they have chosen this topic, and I'm hopeful that all the sessions which have been went through this FTP program will give definitely give an insight about the interdisciplinary avenues, how to collaborate with each other, how to make it a commercial viability of a particular research that is more important these days. So the only solution I think NAP has also highlighted to accelerate this drug discovery process is the simultaneous collaborative efforts of the experts from different disciplines. And education, I think you have seen that with the advent of this NAP 2020, education is also becoming more interdisciplinary day by day due to increasing complexity of the societal problems that cannot be answered by a single discipline. Moreover, with the advent of this Industrial Revolution 4.0, it is now essential to work in collaborative manner to achieve a particular meaningful outcomes. So, but developing such graduates with this mindset, I think teachers need to be first significantly upgrade their knowledge. So I think, and these FTP is the right platform to discuss the things, to grab, to learn about new opportunities. So definitely, it is also well said that teaching, in fact, is not a job, it's an attitude. So teacher is a source of information. I think he can act as a guide, he can act as a mentor, and he can act as a motivator at the same time itself. So therefore, a teacher's role is a torch bearer, and it is a pivotal for any educational system. So the entire developing of the young minds depends upon the kind of teaching he is getting from our teachers. And obviously the teachers of today's, I think they need to go through the nanotechnology and different avenues in the allied field also. They need to collaborate with different institute of national importance. They need to undergo the workshop, FTPs, time and again. And this is the only way out. They can upgrade their knowledge and they can deliver those knowledge in the classroom, and we can develop a workforce of the young minds who can take it forward for the intended outcomes. So once empowered, I think this type of engagement will allow the students to learn by making connection between ideas and concept across the different disciplines and different disciplinary boundaries, I will say. So the student learning in this way will be more comprehensive as per the consent of this NAP as per the mandate of this NAP itself. So I am sure that the understanding of interdisciplinary learning in this FDP will help you all in synthesizing ideas from many perspectives and will make us equally proud with your innovative outcomes. Once again, I'm grateful to organizer Dr. Satvinder Kaur and the Dr. Gulshan Bansal, who is the APTI president at Punjab State Branch, and the vice presidents and the entire team of the APTI Punjab State Branch and the new Women Forum of APTI Punjab State Branch. I think being a member of this North Zone Central team, I urge all the faculty members to register for APTI, because APTI is one of the organization which is looking after the well-being of the faculty colleagues. I know, I understand that there are some loophole in the past, but there is always a way out. But the only way out is to give the strength to first strengthen your APTI, then we can look for another things, I think. And you have recently seen that PCI has also addressed the issues of faculty colleagues and the cadre ratio all over the country. And I think everything is going in a directional way that the faculty should be comfortable, the teaching should be comfortable, and the malpractices should be stopped. So I think it's going well. And on behalf of my central team, I again congratulate the entire organizers of GNG Khalsa College of Pharmacy and the APTI State Branch for organizing this first event. And the APTI is always in support of such kind of events. And please do write to us if you need any assistance from our side in the near future. Also, we are there for you. Thank you. Thank you, Kapoor sir, for your presence and the other dignitaries who are at a part of this valedictory address. And I think Milind sir is also there. Thank you, sir,
Yes.
for giving the approval of our first FDP by the Women Forum of APTI State Branch.
It's under your leadership.
You
not
can see,
leadership.
you can see the enthusiasm of our APTI State Branch, and they have started from the word go.
Yes, it's a good start.
Yes, sir. And definitely we'll try to convince more and more faculty members to join this platform of APTI, and we will work together
Yes, sir.
with the vision you are taking ahead, sir.
Right, sir. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So it's time to felicitate Dr. Dutt. So, sir, kindly accept our token of gratitude. Thank you, sir. So we feel honored to have with us Dr. Milind J. Umekar, President APTI National. He is Principal and Professor, Srimati Kishoritai Vayakar, College of Pharmacy, Nagpur. He has 19 years of experience. He has guided 12 PhDs, 77 MPharm students. He has 101 publications in highly reputed international journals and published 5 books. He has 8 patents and 3 filed applications to his credit. So I invite Dr. Milind for formal address. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good morning to all of you. Our own guest, the respected academician, Professor V.K. Dixit sir, V.K. Kapoor sir, the organizer, the leader of the organizer, Dr. Satvinder Kaur, madam, and her team, GHG Khalsa College, the president of the APTI State Branch, Punjab, Dr. Gulshan, and my younger brother and National Vice President, Dr. Rohit Dutt. First of all, I am very much thankful to Dr. Satvinder Kaur, madam, for successfully organizing this faculty development program from 8th of this month to today. And today we are moving towards the concluding function of this FDP in association with APTI Punjab branch. It's as Rohit sir already mentioned that the theme selected was really excellent, and I think it fulfilled the requirement and the objective of the new education policy 2020. Even the government realized the importance of the theme and multidisciplinary education, and hence, as you all are aware, NEP itself promote the interdisciplinary as well as multidisciplinary approach in the education as well as in the research. Apart from this, even we are also planning from APTI to give one platform to create a database of the various expertise to work interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach in the research as well as in the pharma education. And due to this theme, I definitely think that this FDP will be play a key role and important role for upliftment of the knowledge regarding the multidisciplinary approach towards the pharmacy education and research. I think during last 2 weeks program, the many expertise will give their share their experiences and share their knowledge, and it clear the idea about the multidisciplinary approach and how to go for it in the pharmaceutical education. Many people are working on the traditional medicine and with the technology, and such type of approach needs, and we found in the COVID situation also, we go with the allopathy as well as at the same moment we also try for the Ayurvedic medicines also. On behalf of APTI, I always with the such type of program. I hope this FDP will definitely give a lot of upgradation and skill and knowledge in the teachers. Being a president of the APTI and on behalf of the National Vice President Rohit Dutt, I assure that the APTI will be always with you all, and we are always ready to contribute for the upgradation and for the welfare of teachers. On this platform, I congratulate the newly elected team of the Punjab APTI as well as the newly nominated team, which was just recently, day before yesterday, declared by the state president. I congratulate all and expecting a lot of contribution from your side, and expect you will try for the best branch award by doing such type of regular activities in the Punjab. And as Rohit sir already mentioned, I once again request all the teachers to go for the APTI membership because it's a need to strengthen our own association. Because when the association becomes stronger, it will definitely stand with you and it will give lot returns to each and every member. And as on date, around 11,000 members are there. And as per PCI record, if we check, it will go up to today 70,000 teachers are there in various institutes. So there is a huge gap between 11,000 and 70,000. And if we say 70,000 people join this association, this will become a more strong association, and it will be definitely useful for all of us to implement the regular activities and implement the regular policies in favor of the pharmacy profession as well as pharmacy education. We are trying our level best for implementation of the good initiative for the welfare of the teachers. We are also trying to make the various representation to the state government, central government as well as PCR for the implementations of pay scales and for declaring the cadre ratio and for the maintaining the regular recruitment rules for the qualification and experience as per the up to the mark up to the UGC and like AICT. So we are trying our level best as you all given the responsibility to all of us for work on behalf of all the teachers. We will try our best to give the justice to and try to fulfill your expectation. Once again, I congratulate to the entire organizing team and APTI Punjab branch for organizing this mega event. It is the first FDP in Punjab organized in association with APTI Punjab. So once again, thank you, Satwinder Madam and your entire team for organizing this event. And APTI will be always with you all. And whenever you need any help, you can contact to the APTI office through Rohit Dutt sir, or directly you can contact to the central office. So once again, thank you to all, and thank you to VK Kapoor sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So it's time to felicitate Dr. Milind. So sir, kindly accept our gratitude.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So We feel honored to have with us Professor Ravindra K. Rawal as a resource person for technical session. Dr. Rawal is presently working as Principal Scientist, CSIR Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Assam. He has experience in organic synthesis of aromatic heterocyclic scaffolds, nucleoside and its prodrugs, handling of milligram to multigram scale reactions, as project trainee at NIPER Mohali, as project chemist in Zydus Cadila Research Center, Ahmedabad, as research fellow in CDRI Lucknow, as postdoctoral research fellow in City of Hope Beckman Research Institute, USA, as postdoctoral associate in College of Pharmacy, the University of Georgia, USA, as associate professor and head in ISF College of Pharmacy, as professor and head at ISF College of Pharmacy, as professor in chemistry department in Maharishi Markandeshwar University, Mulana. He has his expertise in handling various instruments and techniques like HPLC, RD, 1D and 2D NMR, mass spectrophotometer, DSC, TGA, and various computational softwares like Schrodinger, Autodoc, VLive, ColdSoup, etc. He is an active member of various professional organizations like Asia Society of Researchers, Indian Society of Chemists and Biologists, APTI, American Chemical Society, etc. He is a reviewer and editorial member of various international journals like Bioorganic and Medicinal Chemistry, Analytical Chemistry, African Journal of Pure and Applied Chemistry, Current Medicinal Chemistry, many reviews in medicinal chemistry, and many more. He is a recipient of Certificate of Reviewing European Journal of Medicinal Chemistry, Certificate of Reviewing Bioorganic Chemistry, Bharat Jyoti Award for Outstanding Services by Indian International Center, New Delhi, Dr. M.M. Dhar Memorial Prize by CTRI Lucknow, top cited author 2005-2008 certificate from ACS National Meeting in Philadelphia, and many more. He has received many research grants from DST, Punjab State Council and Technology, Chandigarh. He has guided more than 20 MPhil theses. He has more than 137 international and national publications with cumulative impact factor more than 280, with H-index 31 and I-10 index 58. 5 book chapters, 3 books to his credit. He has also attended various workshops, conferences, and acted as chairperson, guest of honor, and resource person in many seminars and conferences. So I invite Professor Rawal to address the audience, and he will speak on natural products based drug discovery and integrated approach. Please, sir.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. And first of all, I would like to say Sadar Pranam to our Professor V.K. Kapoor, sir. He is just like my mentor also. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And since the morning, I'm listening very good personalities like Professor S.K. Sharma, Professor V.K. Kapoor, Professor Rohit Dutt, and Rindat. So I was just thinking like I have chosen the right topic for that part. And thank you very much, Dr. Satvinder Kaur, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts, my views, especially on this natural product based drug discovery, because basically I'm a medicinal chemist. So my major focus is always, since my research career started, towards the only drug discovery part, how I can excel in the drug discovery part. So let me share my screen. So I hope so my screen will be visible to all of you.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, so this, as the title of the FDP program is exploring the multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical sciences. As since morning, we are listening about this traditional knowledge and the Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia, Ayurvedic systems, but still we are lacking somewhere. I would like to touch upon and give a light on all the aspects, how we can cover it up in a one shot with all these things. So that's why like I have chosen this topic, an integrated approach in the natural product based drug discovery. So let's see, for this 1 hour period, I will try to accumulate all the aspects of the drug discovery, especially in the Ayurvedic systems. So as we know, this Indian traditional system of medicine was established in 1995, especially for the choice of the treatment system of the patients, to strengthen the facility functionality and strengthen the implementation of NHM. So that there are so many folk medicines we know very well that, and presently, fortunately, I'm in the northeast area of the India, which is known as the biodiversity hub. And these 8 states are very well, you can say, the completely full of the traditional knowledge, because they are lacking for the high-ended hospitals and the pharmacy here. So they are based only on the folk medicines, traditional medicines. They are using this biodiversity in their treatments. So how, as we know, this Ayush has been raised in 2003, and there are several perspectives were establishing of this Ayush systems as Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy. I will not go in detail about it, but I will take up why I have mentioned all these things. Like, this traditional knowledge has to be translated with the help of a scientific validation towards the drug discovery. So this is a journal, you can say, the outflow about the isolation of natural product, herbal formulation in drug discovery and development process. So the basic major problem starts with the selection of medicinal plants. How we can select? This is only for the research scholars and the masters. And later on, I will go for the advancement in the drug discovery of the natural products. So there are 3 major things by which we used to keep in our mind at the time of selection of the medicinal plants. One is based on ethnopharmacological knowledge. Whatever the knowledge traditionally we have, this plant has been used for the cough medicine, this plant has been used for fever, for cancer, for diabetes. On the basis of that traditional knowledge, we can go for the selection of that particular medicinal plants. And second is the random approach. We have a plant, we have a disease, but we do not know what particular medicinal plant will be effective for that particular disease. So we can randomly screen the plant extracts or the plants for against of the desired disease. And then we can go for the random approach. And third one is based on traditional system of medicine. As we know, we have enriched about the traditional system of medicine in India. And almost, I think, every home, we are using lot of medicines traditionally in our day-to-day routine basis. For example, the kitchen spices. These kitchen spices has been used every day, and each and every spice has its own medicinal property, which can be utilized to treat a disease. You will be surprised, before 1981, in India, there were very few cancer cases were there, because we were based completely on our kitchen system for the eating purpose. As we have adopted the westernizations, simultaneously we have left our traditional food. And now we are going for this. I will not criticize over here about the burger and all these kind of things like fast foods. And we are lacking these spices. And because of that, we are only getting lot of disease, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, and so many things. So after the selection of medicinal plants, then the major part comes the extraction and natural product isolation and characterization. So this plays a very great role in at the time of extraction, your method of extraction, like what method you are using. If you are using some other method which is not capable to get the desired natural products in that extract, you will not get the appropriate activity. So there are 3 major portions is there, like parallel approach, where you do the extraction, fractionization, isolation, and purification. Second is sequential approach, where you do the fraction, extraction, isolation, and purification in the sequential manner. And third one is the bioactivity guide. You make a fraction, go for the biological screening, whatever the biological fraction is having the activity, You just try to isolate that particular natural product from there. Then the heat leads from where you will get whatever the identified natural product you are able to isolate, that will become a heat. And after becoming a heat, then you have to go for the design synthesis with the help of rational drug design approach. And this biological screening, in vivo, in vitro, all sort of assays will help you to optimize this hit and to take up to the lead optimizations. If there is not hit, you are not able to get the hit, then you can go for that particular extract as such for the herbal formulation. And that herbal formulation again targeted for a specific target. And that's how this drug discovery approach is arised. So here the molecular modeling can help you in silico screening for the ADMET properties in the development as well as in the clinical trials. So this is a flow chart of the standardized phytopharmaceuticals. As you know, in 2017, this phytopharmaceutical approach has been arised. But I'm very sorry to say, since so far, we do not have even a single phytopharmaceutical which is launched, which is FDA approved or which is approved by our system. Because of we are not able to standardize our extracts. We do not know what is exactly inside of extracts. So how we can go ahead for the phytopharmaceutical standards? So selection of medicinal plant, as we know, the preparation of extracts, then standardized or relevant in vitro mechanism based bioassay is required. Then screening of extracts and bioactivity guided fractionation. After bioactivity guided fractionation, you can go for isolation, identification, and characterization. And the optimization of the extract procedure is very much required, where you require at least 4 biomarkers to standardize that particular extracts. And this standardization can be done with the help of several techniques. Like nowadays, earlier there were only one technique which we used to know, the HPLC, but now the LCMS, SPTLC, SPTLCMS, and the GCMS, there are several other techniques come up, high-end data techniques which can be utilized for the standardization of the extracts and the development of final dosage form, and finally the validation of safety and efficacy. So this integrated approach for the collection of medicinal plants will help on the basis of traditional knowledge you can collect, on the basis of bioassay, if some bioassay is already reported for that particular plant, which is desired for your activity, that you can take up from there, or modern literature experience based. If we have somewhere the literature already reported, that literature can be utilized for the selection of herbs or the extracts. And the cost, availability, or supply chain. For example, sometimes we are able to get a very unique medicinal plant, which is very much active. But unfortunately, the cultivation or the supply chain of that particular medicinal plant is not available at par. So that will not be useful for us. So we have to look for the cost and availability of the supply chain also. And the biodiversity threat status, international laboratory status has to be compiled, and the variability in the chemistry and stability that we have to take up at the time of selection of the medicinal plants. Then what we have to do the standard, there are several types of standardization in the phytopharmaceutical or in the Ayush formulations. First, the authentication, absence of the phytotoxins, foreign matter, organoleptic evaluation, microscopic, volatile matter determination, as well as successive extraction, and several other radioactive contaminant, solvent residue, microbial counts. These all sort of standardization has to be done before going further for the activity profiling. So now for the upper isolation, what are the techniques? So what are the new modern techniques used in the new phytochemical structure elucidations? So there are, you know, the purification technique, the column, flash chromatography, vacuum, HPLC, TLC, HPLC, LCMS, ion exchange chromatography. For modifications after getting this particular pure compound, sometimes the activity is very good, but that cannot be taken up because of the solubility, because of some other penetration of the this particular molecule. So you have to do some modification on the phytopharmaceutical. There is a very good example. Suppose if I would like to have a shirt of another person, that may not be fit exactly to me, because everybody has their own size. So my size is different from the others. So I need some sort of alteration in that particular shirt. Similarly, each and every target has its own binding pocket. So that binding pocket is not necessarily exactly fit, as nowadays everybody is working for the repurposing. So the repurposing cannot work every time. It may work only in that situation when your pocket size is exactly same. Your conserved pocket size is having the similar sort of binding residues. But if it is not there, that will not work. So for that particular need, we require the modification of some phytocompounds. So design and semi-synthetic modification we can do. Some diversity-oriented study we can perform. Standardization of formulation, the TLC, HPTLC, HPLC, LCMS, and polarimetry for the optimization. And finally, we have to characterize that particular phytopharmaceutical with the help of mass, where we can get the molecular formula and saturation, NMR, IR, FTIR, XA, and ORCD and ECD. With the help of these techniques, which are the unique techniques, and we can elucidate the structure of a new phytopharmaceutical. And I will take a few minutes just to get an insight about the drug discovery process. So as we know, this drug discovery process is basically 3-4 stages there. First stage is the research development stage, where we are using the genomic data and proteomic data to identify the main particular target. And then we screened the compound library against of that particular target. And we got the hit and then go for the lead optimizations. And after getting the lead optimization, we do the preclinical study in vitro, in vivo, and required standards. Then we go for the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical trial, which take 4 to 7 years approximately. And it will not end at this stage only. It requires the review of the approval. So after giving the phase 3 clinical trials, the next is the evaluation of the reports within the clinical trials after 5 years. Approval and manufacturing, post-release monitoring, how the drug is having, what sort of interaction is there, what sort of side effects is showing, how the efficacy was there with the different population, different diversity of the populations. So this will be involved the drug discovery process, metabolomics, which can cover the preclinical studies and the clinical studies. And this drug development process is also can be utilized for the phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 process, and the review applications. So how the computational approach is going to help us to exceed or to excel in the drug discovery process. So this target discovery, we can help with the help of ligand-based drug discovery, the QSR modeling, computational, chemical space exploration, cheminformatics, molecular profiling, hit identification by the help of molecular modeling, protein structure prediction, molecular docking, molecular dynamics, that is called the structure-based drug design. And finally, this system-based drug design, which can help to optimize the lead with the help of network pharmacology, proteochemometrics modeling, and pathway analysis, where we can get the right path or right target for a particular disease. So there is a very good quote which I found somewhere. The Norman Cushing says, integration is a basic law of life. When we resist it, disintegration is a natural result, both inside and outside of us. Thus, we come to the concept of harmony through integration. So integration is nothing, it's just about the connecting the dots, connecting the different knowledge arena, whatever we have, and applying that knowledge from one subject to the another and discovering the innovative solution in that particular area or in that particular problem. So let's see how we can do. So recently there is a one article how the natural product is coming up in a big way. Before 1981, from 1946 to 1980, only 76 small molecule has been FDA approved. Out of them, the 40, around 53% was either natural product or the natural product derived molecules. From 1981 to 2019, around 185 small molecule has been FDA approved, and out of that 62 is from natural product or derived natural products or semi-synthetic natural products. So this is very clear from here. This natural product plays a great role in the discovery of the natural food, discovery of the drugs or discovery of a drug candidate. So we can see this all approved drugs from January 1981 to 30 September 19, there are around 1881 drug has been approved. And out of them, we can see approximately 71 is from natural product and around 356 natural product derived. And some of them are natural product, semi-synthetic natural products. So then we can see the only, if we look out for the only small molecules, then out of small molecules, you can say the natural product derived around 13 out of 1394, 356 drugs is from the natural products, derived or natural products. So this is very clear. And if we look at the disease based also, in case of antibacterial, out of 162, there is about 11 drugs which are from the natural products and 78 is from the natural product derived drugs. Antifungal, out of 34, we can say, see the very well, that's about 3 from the natural product and rest of them, some of them from the natural product derived. Antiviral, which is a very huge area and very complicated area in the drug discovery. Here also you can see the natural product and natural product derived drugs is playing a great role in the antiviral drug discovery. Similarly, in case of antiparasitic, anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, the natural product is playing a great role. The majority of natural product is from majority of the drugs which is approved through FDA is from natural product or natural product derived. So how this contemporary approach is helping in drug discovery? So especially the combinatorial chemistry technique is one of the most powerful technique in the lead optimization. But you will see only 3 de novo combinatorial compound approved so far as drug in last 39 years of the time frame, which are the sorafenib and atilurin and vardenafil. This vemurafenib is the first anti-cancer drug which was constructed on the basis of fragment-based screening modeling. So from the natural product, as you can see here, there are some of the common, most important natural products which are used as drug nowadays are isolated from Artemisia annua, like artemisinin, Cinchona officinalis, the quinine, and the azamylene, cocaine, digoxin, paclitaxel, etoposide, and morphine from the some medicinal plants have been isolated. So I'll take a little bit just about a few examples of this antiviral drug discovery from the Cinchona. So as we know, the quinine was the first compound which was isolated from the Cinchona officinalis as an antimalarial drug. And it was isolated by the Perry Joseph and Joseph Benjamin in 1820. So then after the discovery, there are several analog semi-synthetic derivatization of this natural product has been arised. From there, the 6-methoxyquinoline, 4-aminoquinoline, 6-aminoquinoline, 8-aminoquinoline molecule has been arised, and several drugs has been arised from this quinine itself. The quinine, it was not very potent, but it was around 5% of the total alkaloids present in that particular. So quinine was very only effective in the treatment of malaria, known to the European. But it takes 20 years to get the discover this mefloquine from the quinine itself. And we know this, there are several other analogs of the quinine, like 4-aminoquinoline or this quinacrine or mepacrine was used as anti-malarial non-toxic. But this during the World War II, the chloroquine was used in excessive and it becomes resistant. Still, we can see the pamaquine is the only drug which is used at the time of resistance of the chloroquine as an antimalarial drug. It has a greater toxicity than that of quinine, but it is active against the relapsing malaria. It is active against the chloroquine resistant strains, and the primaquine is used for the radical curative form. So there are some other analogs from the quinine which has been derived from the quinine itself, the modification of this particular natural product. Then you see this Artemisia annua, the artemisinin has been isolated, and for this isolation of artemisinin, Professor Tu Youyou got the Nobel Prize in 2015 for the discovery of artemisinin. And there are several analogs that had been derived. As I told, that without modification of the natural product, we cannot survive in the drug discovery area. So you can see the artemisinin, dihydroartemisinin, artether, artesunate, several analogs of the artemisinin has been arised. People have started the catalytic reduction of the artemisinin and they got the DEC2, but it lost complete antimalarial activity. It was a sesquiterpene lactone, was used for the treatment of hemorrhoids, used over the thousands of years, insoluble in both water and oil, equally in potency in the chloroquine. But how we can make a formulation, how we can introduce this artemisinin? So people were looking for the modification of this artemisinin into a form which can be easily administered to the patients. And this people did the reductions, catalytic reduction, acid catalyzed, and after this they got the artether and artemether analog, which improved the solubility in oils. So that's why this artemisinin and the sodium artesunate and some other analogs has been also developed from the artemisinin itself. So water soluble, because this was the artether and artemether is the oil soluble, and we required for the oral consumption such a formulation which can be water soluble. So people work for this artemisinin back and they from the sodium artesunate, which was a water soluble product, and it has been used. Similarly, for this analgesic drug discovery, especially from the opium OP. So morphine was the first natural product, and then they say morphine, codeine, and heroin they have identified, and some other analogs or which have been later on developed, like 18 times potent, or this was 1443 times potent than morphine. And this for this particular things, the Friedrichs isolated the morphine from the opium poppy plant in 1804, and he administered morphine to himself itself. And 3 young boys, 3 dogs, and a mouse, all 4 people almost died. And even though from there, that this drug was the first marketed to the general public by the and company in 1817 as a pain medication and also as a treatment of the opium and alcohol addiction. And you will be surprised, in the Western countries, this morphine and codeine and hydroxycodeine, they are used for the surgical pains. During the surgery, we have the unbearable pains, and just to treat that unbearable pains or the very, you can say, the complicated surgeries, people are using the hydroxycodone and codeine for especially for this pain relievant. And as we know, this particular morphine analog, there are some specific features which are responsible for this particular activity, analgesic activity, like tertiary nitrogen, alicyclic unsaturated linkage, alcoholic hydroxyl group, ethyl bridge, phenolic hydroxyl group. So how they are going to help us to formulate, to change this particular morphine molecule into a more simple molecule which can be synthetically derived. So we can see this particular analgesic, there are 3 main sites which require the identifying the pharmacophores. And we have calculated the particular distance like 0.067 nanometer, 0.45 nanometer, 0.76 nanometer. If we can make such a compound which has this much distance, having the similar sort of functionality, whatever we required, that can act as analgesic, non-narcotic analgesics. So these are the some semi-synthetic derivatives, and that heroin is used as a prodrug for the CNS drug delivery. And some modification has been arised, and naloxone has been developed with the help of these modifications. Not only this, there are several other analogs has been developed. Oxymorphones, nalbuphine, naloxone, naltrexone, nalmefene, and not only agonist, people have derived the antagonist also, morphine antagonist. At the time of addiction of the morphine, you required an antagonist. So you can, nalmefene is used as an antagonist of the morphine addicted peoples. So these are some other examples which has been used for the drug discovery from the morphine as a natural product. And you can see the morphine itself, the naloxone, and these are the several semi-synthetic, or the natural product derived derivatives. And the pethidine is also analgesic, but it's a non-narcotics. So we can say this has been used. So it is very much necessary to modify a natural product to make it fit for that particular target. Similarly, for Taxols and the semi-synthetic derivatives, Taxol is there. So this was isolated from the Taxus brevifolia, and almost from 1200 kg of bark, 8 kg of crude extract has been formed, and 10 kg of the pure material was isolated. And he got this paclitaxel was published in 1971 for the biological testing and difficulties, and the compound was very poorly soluble in water. Then again, the modification has been started on this particular Taxol natural products. So these are some modifications like paclitaxols, docetaxels, and protoxoxols. So these are the derivatives which has been arised from the particular this Taxol, you can say the natural product, and they become a drug in the market. So similarly, podophyllitoxins. So this podophyllitoxins was isolated from this Podophyllum peltatum, and then there are several semi-synthetic modification has been done, the etoposide, etopophos, tinoposides, and these all natural product derived, this particular molecule has been derived from the podophyllitoxins natural product itself. So, and they become more potent than podophyllitoxins. Similarly, this azameline and prazomeline from the Rauwolfia serpentina, and they are semi-synthetic derivatives. Likewise, there are several examples in this drug discovery process. We have like cocaine also, which was isolated from Erythroxylum species, and several semi-synthetic derivative of cocaine there. Now, from this part onward, I would like to put some emphasis on the traditional bioassay, generally like isolation steps in the natural product drug discovery. What are the problems we are facing, and what are the solutions for those problems? So our major problem at the time of organism is not possible to culture the organism out of the natural habitat. So it is very problematic how we can habitate, how we can culture that particular organism. Then what will be the solution for this particular problem nowadays in this modern science? So there is a solution, that new method for culturing. Either you find out a new method for culture, don't go for the traditional cultural method, or the new method for in situ analysis, which can help us to overcome this particular problem. The second problem is relevant natural products are not produced when the organism is taken out of the natural habitat, which is very, very much natural, because we do not know what was the media is required for particular culturing of this particular organism. So what is the solution for this? The new method for natural product synthesis, either you find out induction and heterologous expression of biosynthetic gene. Either you modify that particular gene, and that gene modifications will help you to synthesize that particular organism at your desired natural product. So then the crude extracts, after getting the organism, we get the crude extracts of that particular either medicinal plants or any bioorganism. So then the next problem starts, the presence of natural products that are known. The 90% time, whenever we look for a medicinal plants or any bioorganism, then we found that majority of the natural product which we are isolating, they are already known. So what we will do with that? So the same thing is that we have to find out a solution, the new method for dereplication. How we can find out a new method for dereplication? Second problem is the presence of natural products that do not have drug-like properties. There are several natural products. They itself does not have any sort of biological property. But when you modify that natural product, when you functionalize that natural product, then it becomes active. And the new method for extraction and pre-fractionation of the extract has to be taken care. Then bioactive natural products are present in insufficient amounts. That is very much a problem. There are several medicinal plants and several natural product is known. I would like to share a small thing over here. Recently, I'm involved in the collection of the natural products so far in all over the world. and I have collected around 8.5 lakhs natural product all over the world. And you will be surprised, the majority of natural products are having good activity, but unfortunately, their presence of inside the system or inside that particular medicinal plant is very, very less, which is not isolable, even not detectable at the limit. But somehow people are managing just to get the activity. So how we can overcome? So we can overcome with the help of either doing this particular new extraction method, or might be our extraction method is not an appropriate method to extract that particular compound. So we have to look for the new method or the pre-fractionation of the extracts that can help us, or the gene modifications to improve that particular yield of that particular natural product. Then after this crude extract, then we go for fractionation. This is the normal process. And after fractionation, if we will not get the particular activity, we go for the multiple round of fractionation and we are trying to find out the activity. If we get the biological activity, then we go for the isolation of the single compound. Then again, the problem is started when we are trying to isolate a single compound. The unknown molecule targets for natural product identified with phenotypic assay. We have the unknown molecular target for the natural product identified with phenotypic assay. How we can resolve these things? We don't know. So new method for molecular mode of action elucidation, we have to find out. I will take you in the new, in the upcoming few slides, how we can resolve this particular problem with the help of network pharmacology, which is a new method nowadays coming up in the natural product drug discovery. So I will take one example of the network pharmacology here, like how the people are using. They have taken care around 568 natural medicinal plants, and they have collected their phytochemicals for the anti-inflammatory natural product database. They found the majority of the anti-inflammatory natural products belongs to the category of terpenoids, or around 38%, or flavonoid around 19%. Alkaloid about to 8%, and rest of them other classes. The three major classes were there. And when they have screened out these three particular major classes, they belongs to which particular natural product category, whether they are isolated from the terrestrial animal or terrestrial plants, terrestrial fungi or bacteria or marine life, and they found the terrestrial plants has itself 86% of the natural product which are anti-inflammatory category, they are belonging to the terrestrial plants. And these are some of the families, these natural products belongs to the major families, the Solanaceae, Lagunaceae, Moraceae, Compositae, Rutaceae, Ericaceae, Orchidaceae, Gingibraceae, Asteraceae, Umbropherae. So these are some of the families which belongs to these natural products. Then the chemical space is explored. This natural product chemical spores can be explored for the biological target with the help of network for the anti-inflammatory. When they did this heat map and the hierarchical structure clustering of the inflammatory natural product compound, they found they are found 568 clusters, and out of 568 clusters, they found two major categories. The one category which belongs to the terpenoids, and the second category belongs to either flavonoids or the benzopyrenoids. So by this way, we can say, like, it's very easy to find out which particular class of compound can be helpful for the anti-inflammation. So we can take this advantage of this computational approach to take the natural product drug discovery. Similarly, if we look for the target identifications of these particular natural products, so 176 anti-inflammatory natural products they have found out, and they have clusters in the target networking. They found 8 target clusters, which belongs to the GPCRS, hydrolases, cytochromes, other receptors, miscellaneous kinases, oxidoreductases, and they shows that there are particular 8 clusters is there, and all the 176 natural products falls in these 8 clusters. And majority of, so we can get these particular natural products is working through this particular target. For example, this 26 approximately, this natural product belongs to the hydrolase. So this hydrolase enzyme is used for the anti-inflammatory activity for these particular 28 natural products. Similarly, we can say that sometimes two natural products, we are using a mixture of extracts of the medicinal plants, and we are seeing the activity is very less. But when we isolate the natural product, we got very good activity. When we separate those natural products, we found a different type of activity. So there is an example of the synergistic effect of the natural products. These two particular molecules has been used against the SARS-CoV-2 3CL probe, and we found around 30 to 35% inhibition at 10 micromolar states. When they docked these two molecules separately, they found in one particular active sites, and these are the interactions of that active sites. When they have docked first the one molecule and then docked the second molecule, during the in silico screening, they found that both are docking at different pockets, different places. And when they have used both of them in a combination, they found this 30 to 35% inhibition comes only at 0.5 and 1 micromolar concentration, which reduce almost 10 times from here. So that's how we can design a synergistic effect of the natural products for a particular target. Let's see the contemporary approach of the drug discovery from natural products. So usually this is the global surveillance. We got the proteomics, genomics, we find out the targets. We did the in silico screenings, and this in silico is most of the natural product repository, either from flower, whole part of the natural medicinal plants, or their bark, their tree, leaf, whatever is there, or we are using this natural product repository in the form of extracts. And these are the compound database which has been isolated or identified from this natural product repository. And they have been identified with the help of different techniques, isolatable techniques, or the LC-MS techniques. And the abundance, they got the target peaks. And nowadays, this contemporary approach is going to be utilized to standardize the extract without isolating the compounds. We have the LC-MS library. You just screen that particular extract for the LC-MS library and take a LC-MS graphs, and whatever the major peaks you will find out, you can establish, you can say these are the major phytochemicals which are existing in this particular extracts. And then you can go, you can take that particular extract, mix with the biological targets, make a crystallization, and again take the LC-MS. And if that particular peak is reduced or deleted from the previous spectrum, then you can say this particular target or this particular phytochemical is used for this target, and it can be used for the activity validations, which can resolve a lot of problem in natural product discovery, or in Ayush mode of drug discovery, or in phytopharmaceutical mode of drug discovery. We can see the next contemporary approach. We have done the several SARS-CoV-2 proteins. We have taken NSP16 and NSP10 complex, and we have overlap. We found the conserved pocket size, pocket over here, and which can be utilized. Similarly, 3CL probe, we have isolated from MERS, SARS-CoV-2, and other viruses, and we have dengue viruses. We have seen this common conserved pocket over there. So similarly, the PL Pro and RDRP from the different viruses. So we can see from this way, like the which particular drug or whatever is used previously for that particular target can be utilized for some other target with the help of this contemporary approach, because the pocket is conserved. So that drug, whatever is used for the MERS can be used for SARS-CoV-2, or whatever is used for SARS-CoV-2 can be used for the dengue or some other viruses. By this way, this contemporary approach, we can use we can enhance this particular drug discovery approach. Similarly, this advancement is going on. So what is this advancement of there? How we can improve this isolation or characterization of the phytochemicals. Suppose there are bacterial strains isolated from the marine sediments from the coastal area of the Panama and were used the preparation of 234 natural product extracts they have prepared. And they did the image-based phenotypic bioactivity profiling of 234 extracts, image-based, especially for the HeLa cells. And then LC-HRMS-based metabolomics data also recorded for this particular extract. And the integration and clustering of the biological and chemical database revealed 13 unique clusters. And out of these 30 unique clusters, they found the one cluster which are having these particular 4 phenosinolomycin A, B, C, and D in one cluster. So they, without isolation, they found these 4 phytochemicals is present in the particular clusters. That without isolation. So this is the type. This is the way how the HRMS is empowering the modern natural product based drug discovery. This is the second example like that. And similarly, in the genome mining based for the drug discovery natural product, how the genome mining is going to help out. So DNA isolation from the specific organism, environment, or microbiota, go for the sequencing, genome sequencing, then bioinformatic analysis for the genome mining, heterologous expression, and if once you do this genetic manipulation of this with the help of genome mining, help to improve the yield of that particular natural product or the desired natural product can be isolated and characterized with the help of this. Or if you know the structure of that particular natural product, then go for the natural product chemical synthesis. As per my own experience, I would like to disclose one thing. When the natural product is having more than 5 chiral center, it is very difficult to synthesize. There are several organic chemists, we are trying to cheat the nature, but unfortunately, this nature, nobody can cheat. So more than 5 this chiral center natural product cannot be synthesized by a organic chemist, or we can try, but ultimately we will come up for a failure. This is another example of the sequence metabologenomics, that 2000 soil samples they have taken, they have analyzed the sequencings, and they have selected this bioinformatic gene analysis. And with this gene analysis, they have identified like which particular gene, if they trigger, then how they can increase this particular natural product production. And they trigger that natural gene, and they finally got this, able to isolate this melacidin A and melacidin B from the natural product, from this particular microorganism. So there are several strategies can be used to take up this natural product analogs with the superior properties. So we have the natural product with suboptimal pharmacological properties, which is not up to the mark. So what you can do, you can go for the total chemical synthesis, either for that, and do the diversity oriented synthesis, chemical derivatization, and natural product analog with superior pharmacological activities. Or either take this natural product, do some semi-synthetic analog formation, like a paclitaxels and docetaxels, and then it can help you for the natural product analog with the superior biological activity. Or what you can do, you have the suboptimal activity, take up this one and change the genetic engineering, do some genetic engineering, biosynthetic engineering for the production of that particular analog, which is desired in that particular extract or the natural product, natural medicinal plant. And this how, that how like you can develop this natural product with superior pharmacological properties. You can see this chirosomycin A, which was identified as a hit in a high throughput screening against multi-drug resistant tuberculosis strains. Only hit, but it was not a drug. A 10-step scalable synthesis of insulin was developed, which also enabled the synthesis of 33 new analogs. But out of these 33 analogs, this one analog, the 64 plus, which is shown is here, this particular analog, and this one of the new analog which was exhibited 5-fold stronger activity against multi-drug resistant tuberculosis strains. So these are some techniques by which we can exceed or we can excel the natural product drug discovery. Similarly, you can see the arylomycin A16, do some chemical derivatization of this led to the discovery of G0 775 analog, which exhibit as unprecedented molecular mechanism of action and activity against the multi-drug resistant gram-positive clinical isolates in vitro and in vivo. Similarly, the BLM-A2, they did some minor modifications and target manipulations of the biosynthetic pathway with the help of genetic modifications, manipulations, and they produce this BLM-A2 in a larger quantity, and it was isolated. So in this regard, I would like to share my small contribution, which because there are 3-4 things in the natural product drug discovery, which we are limiting us to go for the natural product based drug discovery. The first is documentation. We do not have a lot of written documentation. We have the verbal knowledge, but we do not have a very good scientific documentation. So in my group, I have started first to develop a Northeast India medicinal plant database and integrated Northeast India medicinal plant database, where all 8 states I have covered, and I have taken up around 761 plants from the total 8 Northeast India and categorized in the different formats. I will show you, I will take you for 2 more minutes in the website after completing my presentation. And this has been published in the computational biology and chemistry recently, Northeast India medicinal plant database under my group with under the guidance of our Honorable Director, Dr. G. Narhari Sastry sir. And we have around 9,000 phytochemicals in this database. So anybody can utilize this database for the drug discovery process. This is an initiation towards the drug discovery process. Currently, I'm involved in the pan-India level of natural product database development. And I would like to go for the exploration because my major emphasis is to explore this Northeast India biodiversity hub for the phytochemical investigation as well as for the biological evaluation, to explore the both space like chemical space as well as the biological space. So these are some of the natural product database for the researchers. They can utilize this database for their research purpose. They can find out a lot of knowledge related to the natural product, which can help them or which can help to excel them towards the drug discovery process. And the final conclusion, the way forward and conclusion, I would say, with growing interest in herbal drug development and minimum side effect, there are the better opportunity to explore the medicinal and other biological properties of the previously unexplored natural products. A large number of successful therapeutic agents have been obtained directly from the plant source or developed from the naturally derived lead molecule, as we have seen. Recent innovative technologies are used to optimize plant metabolite for developing potential analogs that can demonstrate desired safety and efficacy. The technological development enable and exploration of the profile of the computational phytopharmaceutical phytoconstant, leading to the isolation of synthesis or of successful therapeutic drugs and novel drug compounds. Several approaches to chemical diversity were discussed, maximizing the possibilities of finding useful compounds for human unmet need. This information can be helpful to make the landscape of natural products, chemical space, and biological targets. Finally, I would say, this is my final, which I believe, that continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Sometimes we are waiting to become the perfect in that particular area, and then we will start our research. So I would say the continuous improvement we will do every day, and we should start our work immediately without delaying the perfection. Thank you very much for giving the patience, but give me only 1 minute. I would like to share one more screen, which is the database which I have developed. So just a minute, let me unshare this one. So you can see, if you are able to see, this is the database which I have prepared. This is a flow chart. In this side, the all 8 Northeast state is there, because it's just a matter of 2 years I joined this area, especially the CSIR Northeast India. So my first efforts to make complete database of the Northeast India. And if you click on the family, you will get all list of families here, which are explored, which are included in this database. If you click any family, you will get the number of plants available in this family in the Northeast India. If you click on any plants, you will get, let me just go back a little bit. One more I would like to see, like this or some other like this. So you can get the information related to this plant, like which family it belongs, in which state this particular plant is available, what are the common name in that states where it is available, because general people does not know whether this is we can say, okay, I need the Justica orthodoxa. They don't know to whom plant they say. So the common name they don't know. So we can use this common name. And here is the phytochemical list of there, which are phytochemical is present in this particular plant, which elements it has been utilized. So there are the elements is also there, how the people are using traditionally. So the leaf, they have extracted and taken orally, flower, they have extracted and taken orally. And these are the references from where I have collected this information. Likewise, I have developed this particular things. Similarly, we have the scientific name also. If we click any scientific plant name, the plant name also we can come up with the same way. We have the elements also. We suppose somebody is having the pain, somebody is interested to develop like a medicine or Ayurvedic formulation for anti-fertility agents. You can go for these plants and you can develop an anti-fertility agents. Similarly, for the state wise, if I'm interested only in Arunachal Pradesh, I would like to develop only Ayush formulation for Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the Ayush Arunachal Pradesh medicinal plants which is available. Anyone you can click and you can get the complete information of that particular plants where it has been utilized. And this is the search. Manually also you can search. You can select any of the plant, whatever you like, and you will go to that particular plant details. Or you can search with the help of elements, whatever the problem you are having, suppose acidity. So what plants can be utilized for acidity? If you submit, you get this plant name. And similarly, if you search the vernacular name, you know the common name, because we are working in the Northeast India. So this database is mainly, suppose somebody say Amuj. What is Amuj? So we do not know. If you take the Amuj, you will get that particular plant name. This is the Mangifera indica, which is called Amuj. And simultaneously, you can go for phytochemical. Suppose you know one phytochemical and you want to isolate that phytochemical. You don't know which plant is containing this particular phytochemical. You click that phytochemical, submit it, and you will get the plant name. Okay, this particular plant is having this particular phytochemicals. And this is downloadable also, for anyone can download and utilize it. This is the reference we will cite. And this is our team, which was involved under the direction of this our honorable director, Dr. Jinari Sastry. And I have taken this initiative to develop this database. And these my team, which are working the background of the development of web quiz and all these things. Thank you very much for your patience. And I would like to have any questions if is there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So the session is open for discussion. If anyone is having query, they can ask. So Dr. Rawal beautifully explained about the natural products as sources of new drugs, role of combinatorial chemistry in drug discovery. Sir also explained the various drugs isolated from medicinal plants. So your lecture enlightened us on traditional bioactivity guided isolation steps in natural product drug discovery. Dr. Rawal clearly explained the biological target network of anti-inflammatory natural products and synergistic effects of natural compounds towards inhibition of SARS-CoV-2, genome mining driven discovery of natural products. So it was very knowledgeable lecture, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope so. I'm very much thankful to the organizing team this particular, because I was also privileged to listen after a long time our honorable Professor V.K. Kapoor sir and Dr. S.K. Sharma sir, that because we are always enthusiastic to listen that. They always gives a lot of insights in different areas. And thank you very much, sir. Please accept my best, my pranam and my touch feeds to you. Your blessings is always with us, and keep your blessings always, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Kapoor sir, unmute. Sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir. Sir, you are on mute mode, Kapoor sir. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Rawal,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When I met you last time,
Yes,
I
sir.
thought you are a medicinal chemistry
Medicine.
and engaged in synthetic reactions.
Exactly,
But
sir.
listening to your lecture today, I came to know that you have become an expert. I mean, topmost expert in the area of natural products and how the natural products can be exploited for therapeutic purposes. I simply wish to congratulate you profusely for reaching to this stage, and it was indeed a treat to listen to your lecture. It was so informative. It contained a Pandora of information for the youngster to work on natural products. My congratulations once again to you for the nice presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. It's your blessings. Because of your blessings only. Your
I'm
blessings
very-
is always with us, and we are growing with your blessings, sir.
Yes. It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So it's time to felicitate Professor Rawal. Sir, kindly accept our token of gratitude. Please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks
Thank you,
to
sir.
all.
We are now going to commence the valedictory function of this faculty development program. It has been extensive 2 weeks, productive, fruitful, wonderful, and technical lectures and workshops. And today we are here to conclude our event. We have achieved a lot. The theme of the faculty development program, that is exploring multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research, is celebrating the diversity of spoken topics. So with this, I would like to invite our worthy principal, Dr. Satwinder, for presenting 2 weeks long online FTP concluding report. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Anuja. Greetings of the day, everyone. Respected Dr. S.K. Sharma, Chief Guest for today. Dr. S.S. Thind, Secretary, Governing Council, GHG Khalsa Colleges. Professor Milind Umekar, National APTI President. Professor Vandana Patravle, National President, APTI Women Forum. Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President, North Region. Dr. Gulshan Bansal, President, APTI Punjab State Branch. And above all, our most revered Dr. V.K. Kapoor, associated with us today and always. And all the office bearers and executive members of APTI Punjab State Branch and APTI Women Forum. Speaker for today, Dr. R.K. Rawal, Dr. Harpreet Singh and Dr. Pargat Singh Garcha, principals of our sister institutions, and the galaxy of speakers who accepted to be a part of this FTP program, which was 2 weeks long, and who had spoken for on all the days of FTP, organizing team and all the delegates. Greetings of the day. I am privileged that the organizing team entrusted me with reading this report on 2 week long FTP program being organized by GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy in collaboration with Women Forum, APTI Punjab State Branch. GHG is elated to announce the successful completion of 2 weeks faculty development program, and This was on the topic exploring multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research. Pharmaceutical education and research is a blend of many disciplines. Moreover, the latest technological development has made teaching quite a challenging profession. The faculty today is expected to be more effective in teaching as well as in research. Hence, the periodical FTPs for updating the knowledge of teachers is need of the hour. Therefore, the present FTP is aimed at enhancing teaching and research skills of faculty from colleges, institutes, and universities. The objective was to obtain in-depth understanding of the elements of good research, qualitative and quantitative data analysis, their tools and techniques. The attendees included research scholars and faculty from varied branches of pharmaceutical sciences. That's why, while designing the structure of FTP, emphasis was given on multidisciplinary avenues and a galaxy of academicians and scientists gathered to pour in their findings and their research ideas. The FDP program was attended by more than 100 delegates from all over India and mostly from all the colleges of Punjab. The delegates were exposed to exhaustive program of a 2-week duration. And on the very inception day, the FTP started with the blessings of Almighty by playing college Shabad De Shivavar Mohe. The FTP was inaugurated by worthy chief guest, Dr. Atul Kumar NASA, Head Office, Controlling and Licensing Authority, Drugs Control Department, New Delhi. All the dignitaries and delegates were welcomed by Professor Gulshan Bansal, Professor and Head Department of Science, Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala, and President APTI Punjab State Branch. The chief guest in his keynote address enlightened everyone about the need of today in terms of pharmaceutical healthcare. The guest of honor, Dr. Milind Chandrao Omekar, National President, APTI, and Professor and Principal, Shrimati Kishori Tai Boyer College of Pharmacy, emphasized on the need of multidisciplinary approach in pharmaceutical education and research. Primary day was diverged by 2 technical sessions. The first technical session was on integration of Ayurveda theories of pharmaceutical research and was discussed by Professor Parveen Bansal, Joint Director, University Center of Excellence in Research, Baba Farid University of Health Sciences, Faridkot, Punjab. Herbal products, shelf life, lacunae, and avenues was our second technical session of the day. It was handled well by Professor Gulshan Bansal, President APTI Punjab State Branch and Professor and Head Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala. Professor Satwinder Kaur, Principal, GFG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sarsdar, and Convener Women Forum, APTI Punjab State Branch, thanked the chief guest and guest of honor, and also thanked the speakers of FDP for accepting the invitation for being a part of this FDP program. Our guest of honor, Dr. Milind Chandrao Omekar, President, APTI National Branch, and Principal, he also emphasized on the importance of multidisciplinary approach in our profession. The day 2 started with the welcome address by convener APTI Women Forum Branch and Principal Dr. Satwinder Kaur. Second day was graced by Professor R.K. Goyal, Director, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, and Director IQAC Punjabi University, Patiala. He delivered a formal address and emphasized on being together in pharmaceutical sciences to give results to the pharmaceutical sciences research by involving all the disciplines in it. The technical sessions were graced by, the first session was by Dr. Damanpreet Singh. He was a senior scientist, IHBT Palampur, and his topic was integrative multi-omics network approaches for target identification in chronic non-communicable disease. A special reference was made to epilepsy by Dr. Damanpreet Singh. The second session for the day was by Professor Maninder Karan from University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Punjab University, Chandigarh. The topic was novel delivery options for herbals. Our very own Dr. V.K. Kapoor delivered the formal lecture that day, and he is an encyclopedia of pharmaceutical sciences, and sir, very beautifully, he correlated the natural products and the research in that field and need of the hour. Day third was started with welcome address by Dr. Anuj Jindal, Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sar Sadhar, Ludhiana. The formal address was delivered by Dr. Gurpreet Kaur. She is the co-convener APTI Women Forum, Punjab State Branch, and Professor and Dean Faculty of Medicine, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala. She is a former head and director, Center of Product Development through Novel Technology Intervention, CPD, Punjabi University, Patiala. The technical sessions on day 3 included a lecture by Dr. Sunita Garg. She is a formal emeritus scientist, chief scientist, scientist G, head the Wealth of India, Raw Materials, Herbarium and Museum Delhi, RHMD, Sales and Marketing, and editor India Journal of Natural Products and Resources and Natural Products and Resource Repository, CSIR, NISCARE, now NISCPR. Her topic was plant collection and identification for research and development. The next technical session was delivered by Dr. Vinod Tiwari. He is Associate Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, UP. He very well elaborated the pain, a blessing or a curse, a scientific perspective. The third technical session was addressed by Dr. Randhir Singh Dahiya, Associate Professor at Central University of Punjab, Bathinda. He very well addressed alternative to animals in pharmaceutical research, a very interesting topic he took and made us aware of all the alternates without causing pain to the animals. Vote of thanks was delivered by Ms. Jasveer Kaur, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Guru Sar Sadhar, Ludhiana. This ended our day 3, and the day 4 of our FDP started with a welcome address by Ms. Navpreet Kaur, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. This day also included 2 technical sessions. The first one addressed by Mr. Yatinder Nath Yadav, Neotel System and Services, Chandigarh. US FDA approved QSAR tool and case ultra toxicity prediction software was for ICH M7 bacterial mutagenicity assessment, including both the statistical rule and expert rule based toxicological assessment was the topic which he displayed his expertise on. Technical session 2, a very soft, very effective and useful topic by Dr. Neelam Singla, Director, Acura Research Chemicals, IICT Hyderabad. She very well explained the new drug development and the control of impurities in drug substances and product. She related her topic to the needs of industry and implications of these byproducts in industry. Vote of thanks was delivered by Ms. Arvinder Kaur, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. The Independence Day special started with our national anthem, and it was dedicated to our 75 years of independence. The welcome address was delivered by Dr. Amit Goel, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. It had the technical sessions, which the first session was very well explained by Professor Richa Shri, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala. She talked on pharmacognosy, current trends, and future directions. The second technical session was delivered by Dr. Monica Gulati, Registrar and Executive Dean, Lovely Professional University, Fagwara, Punjab. She delivered a lecture and guided the delegates on publications for academicians, why, when, and how. And that was a very useful session for all the delegates. Day 5 and the Independence Day special continued with a formal address by Principal Dr. Harpreet Singh, Principal, GHG Khalsa College, Guru Sar Sadhar, and he very well explained our nation, our pride, and he is an expert in management. He very well correlated the needs of our nation as regards the management expertise. Technical session 3 was very well explained by Dr. Vinay Chawla, Principal, University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, Baba Farid University of Health Sciences, Faridkot. His topic of talk was ethics in publication and research, which was the need of the hour, and he very well explained and guided the delegates on how to make effective publications in a good impact factor and the required journals. The vote of thanks was given by Mr. Rajmeet Singh, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. Then we proceeded on to our day 6, which again started with the welcome address by Assistant Professor Ms. Shweta Bhardwaj. Dr. Kanchan Kohli, Director Research and Publication, Lloyd Institute of Management and Technology, delivered her formal address, and she motivated the faculty and the delegates regarding progress in pharmaceutical sciences and research and being connected to each other regarding multidisciplinary teaching as well as research. Dr. R.K. Goel, he attended our first technical session. He is a professor of pharmacology and former dean, Faculty of Medicine, and head Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, and Director IQAC, Punjabi University, Patiala. Dr. Goel talked on informatics-based development of animal models for translational pharmacological outcomes, and in his lecture, he very well explained and covered various areas of pharmacology as related to work on animal models. The same day, we were elated to have Dr. Subhit Jain with us, Professor and former head, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Founder Director, Directorate of Open and Distance Learning, Grievance Redressal Officer, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Punjab. He talked on importance of translational research in pharmaceutical sciences. Then, not leaving behind the IPRs, we engaged Ms. Bhavna Mittal, IP Manager, Technology Transfer Office, Biotech Consortium, India Limited, New Delhi. She talked on IPRs and patent filing procedure, and she made the faculty aware on filing the patents, as this is the need of the hour, as faculty must get into filing the patents and making the students aware on how many categories of patents and copyrights can be covered by the faculty and take advantage in this field also. The vote of thanks was delivered by Mr. Jaswinder Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, GFG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. The next day, day 7, started with welcome address by Dr. Divneet Kaur, Assistant Professor, GFG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. The formal address and a very motivating talk was delivered by Professor Indupal Kaur, Professor and Chairperson, University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Punjab University, Chandigarh. The technical session 1 was delivered by Dr. Harinder Singh, Principal Scientist of Bright Life Care Private Limited, Health Cart, Gurgaon. He covered nutraceuticals, a suitable choice for pharmaceuticals. Next technical session, session 2 was delivered by Dr. Kesar Raza, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmacy, Central University of Rajasthan, Ajmer. His topic was pharmacokinetics and indispensable pharmaceutical tool. He very explicitly, he delivered a talk on pharmacokinetics with all the equations involved in it. Technical session 3 was covered by Mr. Amit Bhalla, a product technical specialist, DLS and gel permission chromatography. And his topic was basics and advancements in the field of dynamic light scattering. So not leaving behind physics associated with pharmacy. He very well covered the topic and made us aware of the pros and cons of this field. And vote of thanks was delivered by Dr. Manpreet Kaur, Assistant Professor, GFG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. Then the next day, the day 9, it was started with a welcome address by Ms. Manpreet Kaur, Assistant Professor, GFG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. Formal address was delivered by Dr. Monica Gulati, a very motivating talk given by her. She is a registrar and executive dean, Lovely Professional University. Then the technical session 1 was covered by Professor Vandana Patravle, Professor in Pharmaceutics, Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. Dr. Patravle is also the National Head Women Forum, APTI. She covered multidisciplinary research, case studies. Dr. Patravle very well justified the case studies and the importance of multidisciplinary research. The next technical session was delivered by session 2 by Dr. Manjinder Singh Gill, Assistant Professor, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER, SAS Nagar, Mohali, Punjab. He very well talked about diphenyl carbonate mediated DPC synthesis of sulfonylureas and amines. The next session was covered by, it was technical session 3 by Ms. Kavita Kanoje, intellectual property professional, co-founder and designated partner, PATH2 IP LLP, Pune. She spoke on the role of intellectual property rights in pharmaceutical industry and research. The vote of thanks for the day was delivered by Dr. Sonia Singla, Assistant Professor, GHG Khalsa College. Day 9th, August 19, 2022, the welcome address was delivered by Dr. Anuja Chopra, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy. Formal address for the day was given by Dr. Sailesh Sharma, Professor, Director, Amarshid Babajit Singh, Baba Jujar Singh Memorial College of Pharmacy, Bela, And he covered a very motivational and jovial talk for motivating the faculty of pharmaceutical sciences, for being a good teacher in a very happy mood, and he really motivated the teachers to design their lectures in such a way that students enjoy it. Technical session 1 was covered by Dr. Kanthi Kiran, scientist, National Agri-Food Biotechnology Institute, Mohali, Naipur. He covered a very interesting topic on gut bugs as drugs. Next technical session was covered by Dr. Neeraj Mahindru, Professor and Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy, Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT, World Peace University, Kothad, Pune. Breaking the Silos, a step towards revolutionizing theoretical education and research was the topic covered by Dr. Mahindru, and he very well justified the topic he chose. The vote of thanks was given by Assistant Professor Dr. Parneet Kaur Deo. And that was the 9th day. And today, the last and valedictory day and concluding day of faculty development program was graced by the presence of Dr. S.K. Sharma as the chief guest, and the welcome note of the day was addressed by APTI Treasurer, Punjab State Branch and Dean, Chitkara College of Pharmacy, Chitkara University, Dr. Thakur Gurjeet Singh. Our worthy chief guest for the day was Dr. S.K. Sharma, Chairman, Scientific Panel on Nutraceuticals and Health Supplements. FSSAI, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, former advisor, Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Dr. Sharma, chief guest for today, he spoke on fundamental concepts of Ayurveda, scope of collaboration with pharmaceutical scientists. And Dr. Sharma very well spoke on Ayurveda. The beauty of his lecture was mind, soul, body, trinity, Ayurveda and its relation to our body. Dr. Sharma, I extend our special thanks to Dr. Sharma. In spite of keeping his health not in a very good condition, he very well accepted and he readily accepted our invitation. Our special thanks to him for being with us in this state of his health also. This day also included the formal address of our very own Dr. V.K. Kapoor. Dr. Kapoor today spoke on the advances in the technological procedures and advancement and development of pharmaceuticals. Thank you for being us today, Dr. Kapoor. We are ever thankful to you for that. And the next formal address today was delivered by the Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President, APTI National North Region, Associate Dean Academic, GD Goenka University, and Dean School of Medical and Allied Sciences, GD Goenka University. Dr. Dutt, he correlated the present day scenario as regards health of the masses. He also correlated it with the pandemic of COVID-19, its issues, and how multidisciplines are involved in development of the drugs, and how it was required to be covered by multidisciplinary scientists for the development of vaccines. He said if we need to do something for the society, we should collaborate. Thanks to Dr. Rohit for being with us today. And next session was graced by Dr. Milind Umekar. A formal address was given. He emphasized on the importance of multidisciplinary avenues and joining together for the benefit of the profession, and faculty upliftment were the main topics covered by him. The last lecture for our faculty development program, which was for 2 weeks duration, and the concluding day was covered by Dr. Rawal. He highlighted Dr. Rawal is a principal scientist, CSIR Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Jorat, Assam. His topic was natural products based drug discovery and integrated approach. Dr. Rawal very well spoke on the traditional bioactivity and in relation to our health, and he guided the isolation steps in natural product and drug discovery. He also spoke on continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. This is the tagline of his lecture, that continually we should improve rather than going for a perfection which is much delayed. So go step by step, and I really appreciate the beautiful database he has developed and he displayed in his lecture. Thanks for giving the fraternity this database for working on it, Dr. Rawal. So with this, I thank the galaxy of speakers, APTI branch, office bearer, and the executive members of Punjab State Branch. I also thank Dr. Umekar, Dr. Vandana Patravale, Dr. Rohit Dutt, Dr. Gulshan Bansal for being with us throughout this faculty development program, and APTI National and Punjab State Branch, the members of Women Forum, APTI Punjab State Branch, for standing with us and helping us, joining us, collaborating with us in this faculty development program. Thank you so much, everyone. And I also welcome Dr. Suresh for being with us today to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of APTI Punjab State Branch. Welcome, Dr. Suresh. Over to you, Anuj.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. So we have amongst us Dr. Suresh Kumar, Honorary Secretary, APTI, Punjab State Branch, and Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjab University, Patiala. Dr. Suresh has worked as scientist at NPRD division of Panacea Biotech Limited, Laladu. Dr. Suresh is having 19 years of teaching and research experience. Presently, he is working at Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjab University. Dr. Suresh has guided 38 postgraduate students and 5 PhD students. He has published more than 90 research papers with H-index 25 in national and international journals of repute, and one book, Herbal Drug Technology for B-Pharmacy 6 semester students as per PCI. He has delivered more than 75 invited talks in different national and international conferences and seminars. He has chaired more than 60 various technical sessions in different national and international conferences. He has organized more than 30 conferences, webinars, workshops, being secretary of APTI Punjab chapter and nodal in charge Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat campaign. Dr. Suresh has successfully completed 3 major research projects funded by DST and UGC, New Delhi. Dr. Suresh has been invited by Universal Research Foundation as keynote speaker in Goa and Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok. He was core committee member of 69th IPC held at Chitkara University, Rajpura. He is recipient of 5 prestigious awards such as Bharat Gaurav Puraskar by KTK Foundation, Eminent Pharmacognosy Scientist Award, Dr. P.D. Sethi Memorial Annual National Award, and many more. He has research interest in plant drug standardization, phytochemistry, pharmacological studies on traditional plants, especially CNS depressant, antibiotic, and anti-psoriatic. So, sir, I invite you for vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hope I am audible to all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for very nice words for me. Thank you. Honorable Dr. S.K. Sharma, Chairman, Scientific Panel on Nutraceuticals and Health Supplements, FSSAI, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, and also Chief Guest of valedictory session, Revered Professor V.K. Kapoor, sir, Guest of Honor, Dr. Milendra Mekar, APTI President, Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President, APTI North Zone, Dr. Ravindra K. Rawal, Principal Scientist, CSIR Northeast Institute of Science and Technology, Zohar, Assam, and Speaker of the Day, Dr. Satwinder Kaur Madam, Convener APTI Punjab Women Forum, and convener of this program, Dr. Gulshan Bansal, President APTI Punjab Office Bearers, members, and management of GHG Khalsa College, Gursar Sadar. Dear friends, good afternoon to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel privileged and honored to get this opportunity to offer vote of thanks on behalf of APTI Punjab at this virtual platform of 2-week faculty development program themed exploring multidisciplinary avenues in pharmaceutical education and research. The theme of FDP is very relevant in present scenario and very well organized by organizing team. Highly appreciated. First of all, I would like to thank Honorable Chief Guest of valedictory session for providing a stimulating environment for such educational developments. Your presence, sir, today has extremely enhanced the importance of this FDP. It is highly appreciated the way you have connected the concepts of Ayurvedic sciences with modern pharmaceutical sciences. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us in this program. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Professor V.K. Kapoor, sir, for expressing his encouraging words for our pharma fraternity. We would like to acknowledge our gratitude to you, sir. Believe me, sir, you are well known for your passion for pharmacy profession. My enormous respects to you, sir. Accept it. I convey thanks to Dr. Ravindra K. Rawal, guest speaker, for sharing elaborative information on natural products-based drug discovery. This talk is really thought-provoking and an eye-opener. You have sensitized all of us towards natural product research. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for sparing valuable time with us. Through this platform, I would like to thank Dr. Milendra Mekar, President APTI, Dr. Rohit Dutt, Vice President APTI North Zone, Professor Gulshan Bansal, President APTI Punjab, and Professor Rajesh Kumar Goyal, immediate past President APTI Punjab, for their excellent vision and leadership for providing pharmacy profession, for promoting this pharmacy profession. You all will be a constant inspiration for all the activities being conducted by APTI and APTI Punjab. A huge thanks to all learned and worthy resource persons and invited speakers of various technical sessions conducted during 8th August to till date. I feel it will take whole day from my side to thank all our guests. So in brief, I convey thanks to Dr. Atul Nasa, Dr. Milendu Maker, Dr. Praveen Bansal, Dr. R.K. Goel, Dr. Damanpreet Singh, Dr. Maninder Karan, Dr. Gurpreet Kaur Madam, Dr. Sunita Garg, Dr. Vinod Tiwari, Dr. Randhir Dayal, Mr. Yatindra Nath Yadav, Dr. Neelam Singla, Dr. Richa Shri Madam, Dr. Monica Gulati Madam, Ms. Bhavna, Dr. Indupal Kaur, Dr. Harinder Singh, and so many. I will be failing in my duty if I will not appreciate our APTI Punjab office bearers and life members of Punjab, who always stood with us in odd situations. Thanks to all APTI Punjab members. Thank you very much. I may like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Satvinder Kaur Madam, convener APTI Punjab Women Forum, and Principal GHG Khalsa College of Pharmacy, Gursar Sudhar, and her organizing team for taking all the pains to ensure smooth conduct of this program. Thank you, ma'am. At last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the faculty members, delegates, participants, research scholars, volunteers, non-teaching staff, media persons for their enormous cooperation in organization of this program. Dear participants, especially for you. Oh, तो अब 2 हफ्तों का 2 weeks के इस सफर का अंतिम पड़ाव आ गया है, राइट? सफर उर्दू वर्ड भी है और इंग्लिश वर्ड भी है। सफर उर्दू वर्ड भी है और इंग्लिश वर्ड भी है। आई बिलीव आपने उर्दू का सफर तय किया होगा। So remember my words. Pharmacy is profession of morals and ethics. We cannot imagine life on this earth without pharmacist. Believe me. Pharmacist is a key person of healthcare system of any country. And without a pharmacist, healthcare system of any country will collapse. If you love your health, start loving your profession. एक शायर ने बहुत खूब लिखा है, बस तुझसे इतनी ही फरियाद है ओ मेरे खुदा, बस तुझसे इतनी ही फरियाद है ओ मेरे खुदा, जिस दिन तुझसे रूबरू हूं मेरा ज़मीर मेरे साथ हो. With these words, once again I thank all the dignitaries, all the participants. Thank you very much, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Sir, these were very kind words and kind session. So now I request all the participants to kindly switch on their cameras. So I request all the participants to kindly switch on their cameras. So I would like to invite any participants for their valuable feedback. If whosoever want to give, they can post their message in the chat box and they can raise your hands for the feedback session. We will unmute. We will unmute you. So please send your message in the chat box. I think there is Dr. Anuradha. So, ma'am, we are going to unmute you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will be very happy to give my feedback for this fabulous event, because in this event, all the conveners and the hosting and the organizer, they host the very amalgamation of the field. There are number of basic lectures like pharmaceutics or chemistry, and for the patent filing also. Sometimes we do not aware about that, because as we are in teaching, we just know about the basic pharmaceutical sciences field. That is a fabulous one, and except that there are the CAD technologies. What I feel, that is a demand of nowadays, if the teacher know, they can easily tell their students. So I thank you so much, Professor Satwinder ma'am, and the convener of this feedback FTP session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So Mrs. Paramjit Kaur is here also. She also wants to give the feedback. Anjali.
Good afternoon, everyone present here in the faculty development program, or even 10 days long faculty development program. So first of all, greetings of the day to everyone, principal and convener of the FDP, Professor Satwinder Kaur ma'am. And I want to pay my regards to Professor V.K. Kapoor sir, Anuja ma'am, and all my mentors in GHG Khalsa College, Sudhar, because it's my parent college, so I feel very obliged to talk here and to give my feedback on this FDP. So here I congratulate first of all to Professor Satwinder Kaur ma'am and her whole team for organizing successfully this faculty development program in an excellent manner. And all the lectures were very wonderful and were very informative and almost touched all the important aspects of the pharmaceutical sciences. Like on one day, Dr. Monica Gulati ma'am, registrar and the executive dean in Lovely Professional University, she gave the extended knowledge about the publications and the research ethics. And Dr. Manjinder Singh Gill from National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER, Mohali, provided a very clear, understandable lecture on the synthesis of sulfonylureas of amides. And on another day, Dr. Kesar Raza from the Central University, Rajasthan, provided us a very knowledgeable and vast lecture on all aspects of the pharmacokinetics of the drugs, and he elaborated all the topics in his poetic way also. So I extend all my regards and gratitude to all the dignitaries present here, Dr. Suresh Kumar sir, Honorable Secretary APTI, and Assistant Professor in the Department of Drug Research, Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research, Punjabi University, Patiala. And all the speakers were very experienced and really provided us, the bundle of knowledge for the teachers. And this was the excellent training or, type of training program and faculty development program. It was well organized and well knowledgeable FDP. So I heartily congratulate to the whole team, especially Satwinder Kaur ma'am and Professor Dr. V. Kapoor sir. So thank you so much, ma'am and sir. And for the whole team, there is my congratulations. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So we have received many feedback related messages in the chat box. So thank you everyone for such a nice feedback. So always be closing. That does not mean we are always closing the deal, but it does mean that we need to be always closing on the next step in the process. So with these lines, we are going to conclude this faculty development program. Hoping to see you all again in GHG Khalsa College Pharmacy, other pharmacies, other workshops, conferences, FDPs scheduled to be held in future. Thank you all for your kind patience, valuable time and support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I hope we have served our purpose, and I hope to see you all in our next event, hopefully offline. And special thanks, Dr. Rawal, for being with us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I also hope to see you physically in this college.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. please.